Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Dancy Bearded, and this is the Dancy Bearded YouTube channel. We have a special stream tonight that I'm very excited about. As you guys come in, if you don't mind, please hit that thumbs up on this video. And if you want to share it out, I promise you can make someone's night a little bit better. Maybe give them a dose of positivity. Maybe they're going to learn something. I promise almost all of you are going to learn something new tonight. And hey, maybe they just want to hang out with a good group of people. We are going to be here for probably about 90 minutes or so. That's the plan. You guys know that, especially when I get Nick and Jill with me, we can get to talking. So who knows how long it'll go, but the goal is around 90 minutes today. We've got some fantastic giveaways. But the goal of the stream that we have tonight is going to be simply getting to know Dr. Nix and the people behind the company. So again, if you guys are excited, if you're in here and ready, hit that thumbs up on the stream and consider sharing it out so we can get as many people in here as possible. And it really is going to be a great time. So to kind of set this up, I am going to bring in Nick and Jill in just a minute here. And this is a company that I have worked with for just about a year now. They have been an affiliate of mine for 1 year. I have helped them with all sorts of different things, just like I do so many companies out there. But I've had the pleasure of going and meeting them, going to their facility and really understanding how they do things, why they do things. I've gotten to know their entire family, even their dogs, sir. And my family's gotten to know them. Violet doesn't stop talking about them. So this is a company that I do know very, very well. And any of you that follow this channel, you know how much I love their products and use their products. And you're going to have a chance to ask questions today. So if you're wondering something about the company, about the owners, about the process, today's going to be a great chance to be able to ask those questions while we kind of feed in some other questions and giveaways along the way. So again, appreciate you guys. And we are going to have a little segment where you guys are going to give feedback on your experiences with Dr. Nix. It'll be totally up to you. Share your uncensored, unfiltered experiences on the products, on the customer service, whatever you want to say. We want to make sure people are able to hear your thoughts, not just mine. Good, bad, or other. If it's the best stuff you've ever had in your entire life, please share that once we get to that section. If it's not for you, for whatever reason, please share that as well. We want to make sure we're able to give a full platform for people to be able to speak today. And so again, thank you guys so much for being here. If I see some questions coming in, I will star them. And so we can get to those questions later on. If I miss it, I apologize. Try to circle back to it. And just so you guys realize, when we have a stream, especially when there's other people on, I may not be able to get to every question or every topic just because we got to respect the flow of the stream, the conversation of the stream. But I will do my best to pull out the most relevant questions, the most relevant topics, so you guys can get to know this company and the people behind it. So again, man, thank you so much. And hey, drop a comment in the chat so we can see who's here watching today. Say hello to each other. If you see a familiar face, say, hey, good to see you. If you see an unfamiliar face, get to know them. Introduce yourself. Let's all hang out and build this community up bigger and better than ever. And again, you guys are already coming in with great feedback. I will ask you at some point, if I don't star it, to kind of bring that feedback again so we can get to know this company. And especially if you guys have never tried them or have never heard of them. And hope you guys all have a great weekend. First off, in the chat, guys, drop a comment of what you're sipping on tonight. You got a water, you got a soda pop, you got an adult beverage, you got tea, you got coffee. What's going on today? I'm just going with some nice little cold water here. Jill and Nick have some special beverages to show to you guys, and I know some of you would really, really love that. And man, thank you, Colin. That's very kind of you. Dan, you're an incredible presenter and not only extraordinary, I hate that word, professional, but you are an awesome guy. Thank you for everything you do. Man, thank you, Colin. That's really kind. Thank you so much. Oh, code red, Nate. Come on now. Bringing my sweet spot right there. I did have one today, so yes. Okay. And welcome in, everybody. Hey, Platinum Flow, thank you for that super sticker, man. Thank you so much. Always appreciated. Woo. Okay. If you guys are ready, we have Mr. Nick and Miss Jill ready to go on this stream. So if you guys see them on the screen, give them a little welcome, give them a little happy, how you doing? Good to see you, that kind of stuff. Very, very, very excited to see what we got going down tonight. All right, guys. And again, nice little warm up here. And yes, I do have to say before we get started, and especially if people watch on the replay, Sam and I, we've been working behind the scenes for a long time on this and had to get the equipment. We had to get extra mics and we had to get planning done and all that. we did, if you guys missed it, we did launch our very first podcast. We did our introduction in episode number 1. It should be available on all podcast platforms. I'm partial to Spotify myself, but you can find it anywhere. It is titled Catching Up with the Commands. Now, if you want to look that up, send me a message and you can't find it, I'll promise I'll get you a link. It's on my Instagram. It's on my Facebook. The first episode is titled Why I Quit Teaching. And so if you want to check that one out, I go into all the stories, all the details on how the district kind of mistreated me and how education changed, especially throughout the pandemic. It's a good episode, and we are very, very proud of the work that went into it, the planning, the execution, and I learned how to put out a podcast, which was a really cool thing. I had to learn what an RSS feed was and all that fancy stuff. So episode number 1 and the introduction are both out right now. Love that. Absolutely love that. And hey, another question as we welcome Nick and Jill in here. Drop a comment where you guys are from. We got Portugal checking in. That is super cool. Love to see the different countries, the different states, and everything we got going on. Michael said, loved your podcast, Dan. You and Sam have great podcast voices. Oh, thank you. Probably the equipment as well, but still great voices to listen to. Thanks. Yeah, it's our real voice. Nothing changes. Here's a little hidden secret. I don't even know how to edit audio, so it's nothing even edited. There's literally a file that goes into my podcast recorder, and that plugs in the computer and uploads. So that voice is all us there. Nothing dressed up on it. But it would be cool. Maybe throw a little filter on my voice, get a little bit deeper, a little bit more soul. No, just kidding. This is good here. All right, guys, it is officially time. Let's go ahead. You didn't hit the T-Pain. No, I didn't hit that T-Pain auto-tune. But let's go ahead and welcome in the 2 people behind this company, 2 friends of mine, 2 owners that I highly, highly respect. If you guys could, please welcome Nick and Jill.
What's up, guys?
Hi, guys. Happy Friday.
Woo!
Oh, man.
It is Friday. That's crazy, man. It's
right?
wild how the days blur together and just pack in and holiday weekend. So hopefully everybody has some good plans and they're going to do stuff to begin before a real introduction. Do you guys have any plans this weekend, Nick and Jill?
Well, you know what? I mean, not a ton. We have a. Well, I can't even say it. I can't. Well, I can't say one of the streams because it might involve an audience member in a thing. I don't want to spoil any surprises. But aside from that, normal Memorial Day stuff, some
Labor Day,
normal Labor Day stuff, hanging out. That's right, because Labor Day is when you go back to work after summer. Like labor means work, you go back to work. Okay, that's the only way I remember that. Spring forward, fall behind. Labor Day is back to work.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be doing some grilling and some stuff like that.
Beautiful.
The usual, man. Aside from, God, you're right, though. It seems like our stream on Tuesday was like 15 minutes ago. It seems like that was literally like either yesterday or earlier today in my memory. I have no idea where this week went.
Jill said happy Friday. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, it is Friday. Oh, my gosh. Okay. and I did go up north today. Essentially, the whole state of Michigan on weekends like this, they migrate up north. They stay, then come home on Monday. We just did a day trip up to my parents and back. So just a couple of hours there. We had about as much driving as we did staying, but it was good. It was good to see them, get the kids outside swimming and stuff. So we are back, awesome. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Picking up that last little bit of summer, just as much as you possibly can.
Right. Of the actual sun. Yeah. Yep. No doubt. So,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I would like to officially welcome our guest today, you guys, and a nice little intro here. Mr. Moose says, coolest beard company owners out there. I'm originally from Massachusetts, so certainly no bias there.
Of course not. It's not like we have like this handshake agreement that we all support each other no matter what, right. But appreciate that, Moose. That's awesome to see, man. It's good to be among friends,
Yes. And before I again fully introduce him, Nick alluded to something. We do have a live stream every Tuesday on the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. That live stream is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So you can watch it during the day at your lunch, or if you're on the West Coast, your early lunch, late breakfast, brunch, 1 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. We are now 52 weeks in consecutive without ever missing 1 year. That was through their honeymoon. 52. That was through camping, sickness, family, ups and downs, everything. 52 weeks without ever missing.
Man, that was fun too. And ups and downs, they come and go. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're still making progress. It's good.
Yeah.
Right.
That honeymoon
Absolutely.
stream though, that one was fun. Like I was almost like I was kind of in the back of my head, kind of like, okay, how's this gonna work? Costa Rican bandwidth on the beach. And it actually, I mean, it couldn't have really gone much better. I mean, the connectivity worked, wasn't bad.
The mimosas were cold. It was fine.
Yeah. I was eating on a piece of tuna right before it started.
I
Wasn't
love
so
that.
bad.
Love that. And for the welcome, we have Nick and Jill, husband and wife team behind Dr. Nick's, a wonderful balance of a creator, of an engineer mind, and just a beautiful, beautiful balance. And if you're curious why it's called Dr. Nick's, Nick is a doctor. So you guys know, an actual official doctor. Nick, what is your doctor title in?
I am officially, as in doctored by the Universal Life Church. I'm a doctor of time and space. So don't send me any of the photos with what's this thing on my toe or like, what's this little thing on my back. I'm not that kind of doctor. You encounter some strange void in time, or maybe like a crevasse into another dimension,
This is your guy.
I'm your guy. All right. So says the Universal Life Church. I have a $30 piece of paper that guarantees you my expertise in the category.
Yes.
In a $5 frame.
In a $5 frame. That's right.
Official. So my guy Matt in Texas says, let's get a close up of these hats here.
Oh, he wants to see that puff embroidery with that foam behind it. That 3D embroidery. What?
Yep. So the dimensions here. This is puff. This is out here. This is the filigree is a lower profile. You got the name on the side. You got that snapback. You got that green little hit underneath. Absolutely love, love, love. And to kind of get you guys like a little glimpse into Nick and how his brain works is Nick was like, hey, we want
this early in the evening.
He was like, hey, we want to do hats. Do you got any feedback on hats? I said, yeah, I happen to have a lot of hats. I know many of them. And essentially I was like, I like this hat one. He was like, awesome, man. I'll write that down. Now, please get me 37 other kinds that you like. We're gonna break down this was early on in like getting to know Nick and work with Nick. And it was like early on, he's like, yeah, I need 37 different types of hats, the ID number, the fit, the style, the shape, everything. And then I'll probably try them all. And then we'll come back and we'll see what really works. And I'm like, I like black. So it's like,
I like hats.
Yes. Yeah. So to kind of give you the appetizer, Nick is somebody, they call it, his last name is Phelps, and they call it Phelps in it, where he's going to analyze everything through and through and through. And I'm on the other side where I'm kind of like, jump, just go. And he's calculating the like dew point and the barometric pressure and the wind with the distance and like all these things. And I'm just like, go, Nick. And I push him in.
Yep.
It took you 4 months to push him in, though. 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, once in a while it takes a lot of pushing, but then I'm really comfortable and I can jump over and over again. All right. I do learn new tricks. It's it takes a little bit. And I saw Jason F in the chat. That's such a good point. I should start all of these off with hello, everybody. But I got to watch out to not do too heavy of an accent because it's 2023. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But you got to go, I like that. And then it's just all back. Hi, Dr. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to have like a really incorrect anatomy chart on my wall behind me, like that just has like the wrong names for stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Here's your duodenum.
That's right.
Yeah. That would be good. And speaking of accents, Nick has a lot of them because Nick, how many different states have you lived in?
We figured this out. So states, what was it, like 13? And then it was like 34 houses or something like that.
34 houses.
34 houses. I think I remember that number pretty accurately. Yeah, all over the place. I have a very confused accent. I was born without one, and then it had a bit of an identity crisis when, moving all over the world and the country and stuff. And so I'm not really sure. People pick up different ones. They're like, oh, you sound like you're from California. Or people will be like, oh, you sound like, well, it depends. If it's like 11 o'clock at night, once in a while, it's like, you sound like maybe you lived in Georgia for a while, but you're from like somewhere else. And they'll kind of start piecing it together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And hey, Dave, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. Welcome. And if you
Kansas
guys are
City.
curious of people seeing pictures of Nick without a beard or other things, check out our Instagram account. I have posted one just right now, a collaboration post. So if you guys know me, check out my Instagram. You can click on it. Dr. Nick's account is tagged. That'll get you over there, or just search Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff, and you'll see their account. And on their account, you scroll down, there's pictures of Nick with a baby beard. There's all sorts of stuff. You can kind of see the journey along the way. So Instagram. That
it's funny. I show pictures to my son who's 10. He's about to turn 11. And I show photos to him of me with no beard. He's like, that's not you. He's like, that's not you.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I mean, plus I was like, I don't know what, 60, 70 pounds heavier. Like the last time I had a clean shave. So he sees photos and he's like, that's definitely not you. That's two of you. And that person does not have a beard.
And why does he have hair?
Yeah, I had hair then too. So he sees the photos and I have hair, no beard, and I'm like way heavier. So he has no idea who he's looking at.
We have to do that. We have to do the beard glow up side by side post.
Oh,
we
yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We do.
So I'm going to feed this one to Jill here. So Jill, kind of two ways we're going to go into this. Ruben's asking about the glasses that you have. What's the deal with those? Show those. And then also, you guys have an introduction to what you guys are going to be sipping on tonight or are sipping on. So, Jill, what's going on with the glasses here?
So originally, we dropped these glasses as a giveaway when we reintroduced our first oil that was ever created by Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff, which is our IPA. It was originally part of a beer line. So we had an IPA and a stout. And then we started working with breweries like Vitamin C Brewing. And we started making like beer scent profiles for beard oils. So when we released it, we thought it'd be really fun to give, nice pint glasses away as giveaways for the IPA release. So I made these, printed the vinyl out on my Cricut, used some solution to etch them out.
They came out awesome.
They came out really cool. So I wanted to do them again for tonight to, make sure I'm still good at making them. And I'm thinking that we'll hopefully have a run of these out before Black Friday.
Yeah, we're thinking that we'll probably do what we were thinking would be kind of fun, actually, was that we would release them for Black Friday. It's a limited run. So however many there are, they sell out, they're gone. But then the Tuesday before Black Friday, we're thinking on our stream on Doctor's Orders, we'll make a private link that people in the chat can purchase the Tuesday before Black Friday to make sure that everyone that joins our streams every week has a chance to get in before the masses. And then we'll launch the rest of them on Black Friday.
Super cool.
Yeah,
super,
could be fun.
Cool.
We always like to do something cool. Like everyone that hangs out with us every week at 1:00 on a Tuesday, we whenever we do something new, we always try to kind of give it to that audience first, give them kind of first right of refusal, if you will. Then go from there.
I think I know Brennan was one of them, and I think Ellie was the other one that got a glass right before her birthday.
Yeah,
if
I think
I'm
so.
not mistaken. I think she was the other winner. Well, I put beer in my glass, so you can kind of see the etching. Oop, this way. You can kind of see it through there. But
this is actually a really cool beer, though. So Jill is we're both huge metal fans, and she's a huge Deftones fan. Chino Marino is like her dude.
Oh, yes,
and so we're we follow. They've put out, this is their
11th.
I've only known beer.
About 4 of them.
Yeah, so they've done 11 beers
and one tequila
with Aubrey Ojos. They make this what is it? It's the pony.
Yeah, it's the white pony.
The white pony
with
and
Aubrey Ojos.
And it's really good.
But for their beer, they collab with Belching Beaver. Oh, sorry, I'm going to turn this the wrong way.
Yeah, let me hold that up there for you.
That artwork is so cool. The whole can is embossed and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's like our hats. It's like you got like raised lettering on this whole thing. It's really cool. It's a Japanese rice lager. So it's really light, really good.
Yeah. Why it's exciting for us though is they don't sell these out here.
Nope. Only California.
In California.
And they only ship them to like 5 different states from California. Like certain states are okay to ship from California alcohol and certain ones aren't. And so we actually had to ship.
We paid
this.
$40 in shipping to get these shipped to Florida and then to our house.
Yeah, it was bad. We had to ship it to my friend in Florida, and then one of my business partners down there, and then he had to ship it up to us from Florida.
Careful.
Yeah, take out the microphone while you're shipping the beer. It's extra crazy. But
he was like, "These beers better be good though, because that just cost me $40 at UPS."
Right. Were they worth it?
Send the beer.
Is it delicious?
It's amazingly light. It's only 5%. It's very light. It's nice and clear.
It's a little guy.
It's just a little guy.
And I decided to go like straight German purity law tonight and go with a Rathaus Tannenzapfel.
Oh, wow.
I should have put that up in camera and given something away for free to the first person that could have pronounced that properly and really stuck to it and been honest about it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a good one. Tannenzapfel. It's it follows the Rheinland-Pfalz, law. It's just a good, clean Pilsner. Good stuff. So we figured what better way to demo our new glasses than to actually have a beer in them.
It's so funny.
Awesome.
We don't even have a set. So when I was finishing them up, I'm like, I'm gonna take 2 of these.
Yeah, I realized as she was making them, I was like, wait a minute, we don't have any of those. I kind of want one.
Oh, absolutely.
I have one.
Absolutely.
Like the shoemaker's kids.
Yeah, except the shoemaker. Like I want one of those glasses. I'm gonna drink my cold brew out of it.
For sure. For sure. So we have lots of great topics, questions, and everything to get into, but I do want to get into and show you guys what we'll be doing for giveaways tonight, just so you can get a little appetizer. Then we'll be kind of spacing those out throughout the show here. And so we'll kick it off with this beautiful image here. And I
love
do have
that photo.
I do too. It's a great photo. And Vado says, is Nick really that much shorter than you? I would prefer to say, is Dan really that much taller than
you? Come on. Glass half empty situation here, bearded Vado. Okay,
right?
Brother,
right?
Oh,
and the answer is yes. Nick is not short. I would not identify him as short, but I am tall. So it just,
he's standing on a 12-pack of Pacifico, but I mean,
right.
Whatever. He insists on it for every photo.
Yeah, that's the actual hidden truth. You guys see me in all these pictures.
It's your risers.
It's
we know
in my contract when I work with companies. Yeah.
It's like a Tom Cruise situation where he has to be like 3 feet in the foreground of every photo to make him look taller.
Oh yeah. Yep.
No, but it's crazy because when we saw you in person, Nick is very tall to me. I'm a whopping maybe 5'3" since I was 12, according to my mom's.
I'm a towering 5'10".
According to my mom's size chart on the the side of the cellar there. But anyways, and then you come into the room. I'm like, oh my God, he's a monster. Look the size of this man.
I'm a larger than normal human. I don't think I'm like freakishly big.
No, you're not. But I just never assumed that was back behind that microphone.
Yeah.
And like, that's where you keep those calves? Jeez.
Nick's beard is taller. Thanks, Jeff.
Nick's beard is taller. Now, I will say there's a thing called the law of proportionality. So his beard appears to actually be bigger than it is compared to mine.
It is. Yeah.
Because of the body shape, right? The smaller the body, the bigger it's going to look, but also it's shifted down. So imagine like taking Nick and like
scooting me up.
It's definitely still bigger and longer. Definitely beard one there. But it's not quite as drastic.
It's not as big of a difference as it looks in the photo. It's really not as drastic.
Probably like almost this much.
Yeah, it's not as drastic as it seems. Like if we stood like forehead to forehead next to each other, I bet you there wouldn't be that big of a difference. It just looks more drastic. So hey, look, there is one situation where being vertically challenged can actually work to your advantage.
Literally. And I've seen that with guys that are vertically challenged. And it's like, oh yeah, your beard just looks much bigger. And so that is a cool thing. Because people are like, man, his beard's twice as big. I'm like, well, not quite.
You're like, calm down. Yeah. And of course, we're hanging out in like Plymouth, where you got like the walk-arounds of Plymouth walking around you down next to like the Plymouth Memorial and the Plymouth Rock and everything. And so you get the random walk-ups.
Yep.
And it's like pure, and just like everything in New England, it's pure unfiltered thought coming out of people.
Honesty,
yeah. Like you don't ever have to wonder what someone up here is thinking about you. So, guys will walk up. And after like the third time it happened, I was like, this has got to be kind of weird. Usually you're probably getting like the beard comments, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They definitely get comments like, oh man, your beard's amazing, but you see the other guy? And I'm like, I know him.
You sure did. Yep. But what I thought was the funniest was like, when there was one point where I ran to the car and you guys walked up ahead and I was walking back up, and I got to hear all the comments from people who had already walked past you, and then they were walking past me, and I heard like 15 different, like, holy crap, there's another one. Is there something going on down here today?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Bearded guy walking down the street. Is there like an event going on? Like,
now
is ZZ Top in town?
That's a really good point.
This is. Now, here, we actually have a little bit of an advantage here. We're wearing the same hat.
So, yeah, we are. What click are you on?
Right, that's what I'm going with here. So this one actually fits me better than most hats. I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but this is actually a three right
I'm
here
on a
for me.
3.
Okay, so we got the same
Are you on
size
3 or
head.
4? That looks 4.
I'm 3. No,
Oh,
3
3
clicked.
clicked. Oh,
4
yeah.
unclicked.
4 unclicked,
3
3 clicked.
clicked.
Yep,
Same
accurate.
size dome. Oh
Yep.
my.
I mean, I
So-
do have a big dome for my size.
Yeah, I got a big dome for anybody's size. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, we've both reached like gourd category.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Like
Oh,
we've
yeah.
moved past small squash.
For sure. For
like
sure.
way past that. Even
For
some
sure.
melons don't really have a candle to hold to this. Like we're gourd. We're like state fair gourds.
My brother Jonathan has both you beat by
He does.
inches. This guy, I don't know how he carries this head around.
When he takes my hat off my head, I was like, your head's not that
He
much
can't
bigger than
even,
mine.
like,
No,
get
dude,
it.
it fits him like a yarmulke.
Wow.
Like it like my hat literally sits on the top of his head like one of those Shriners in like in the parades.
Wow.
Like it doesn't go in, it just goes like on.
Yeah.
And he's
Big
like
head.
2 inches shorter than Nick.
Yeah, so talk about unproportionately. Yeah.
Oh,
He's got a
wow.
lot of hair though.
He does have a lot of hair.
And Zach, you're right. It is crazy how much attention a beard gets you. And it's guys I think are more approachable. So we get those comments, right? There's a lot of things women can have attention for, but it's like, you don't say anything. Even if it's like Jill, you're like, oh, nice tattoos. Guys are usually apprehensive to say anything to a female because of how it can come across. But like guys, it's like open for men, women, children, elderly, like anybody can talk about your beard.
Oh,
so
and they're allowed to say whatever they want about it too. It doesn't even have to be nice. Like,
oh yeah,
so you get the positive and the negative. But like, imagine approaching a woman with like the many things that a woman can have on her body that can be, considered body alterations,
right?
Or maybe accessories that are part of your body,
right?
You can't compliment them.
No.
And
creepy.
then 2, you definitely can't say you don't like them.
Right.
Like you can't be like, as a guy, be like, oh, sweetie, can you imagine if you had those? God, I would never would have dated you.
Right.
You can't say that. I hear that all
Right.
the time about a beard. Like, do you like that? Oh God, I could never do that. You
Right.
know?
I would never date a guy with a beard. If we were like, guy, we can't say those things.
No, that's fine. I can take it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I get comments about my beard all the time.
All compliments, though. Use
All
good
compliments.
products.
It looks great.
Well, based on our research into Google search content, I think, with bearded woman being like the top 5, I think that was let's not rule it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, true. All right. So let's go ahead and look at what we are going to be giving away tonight, you guys. So what we're going to give here, then we have 4 different ones, and then we have an extension of one that's going to be on Instagram, and I'll kind of guide you guys there in case you have an Instagram. So the first giveaway is a t-shirt, a beanie, a number 21 beard oil, and an engraved glass. That's going to be all to one winner here. Now, Jill, what is the scent concoction on number 21?
So originally people were looking for a smoky scent, which since we're all essential oil based was really hard to, channel something that was smoky. So I made something that was like a sweet smoke. It kind of smells like a campfire smell. Like think about sitting around on one of these cool, well, now it's September, but late August, early September nights around the campfire and smelling your sweatshirt afterwards. That's pretty much 21 in a bottle.
That's what you get. Yep.
And we're going to cover a lot of stuff, you guys. But one thing Jill said there that's super important for anybody new and listening, this company is all essential oils. It's one of only just a small handful of companies that I'm aware of that are all natural, all essential oil, no fragrance oils, no synthetics, all pure essential oils. And this is stuff that gets talked about in depth on the Tuesday live streams on the Dr. Nick's channel every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So for the giveaway, there is a link in the chat, you guys. Most of you know the deal by now. Click that link, put your name, put your email. You got to be here to win. And it's also in the description. So that's one. This is one person is going to get all of that. And this is kind of, what would you call this, Jill Nick? Like a fall, end of summer giveaway with the campfire, the beanie.
It's like end of summer giveaway, right? You got a beer to sit around you got a glass to drink whatever you'd like out of next to whatever you're sitting around enjoying, friends. You have something that smells very fall, very end of summer with the 21. And then this time of year, usually, hey, throw on a t-shirt, but you might be a little chilly, so you got a beanie, right?
Yep. Yep.
cool September evenings. Think this is like your bonfire starter kit right here.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good way to show up.
Yeah, and Jason had his on today. So super
Heck
cool.
yeah, Jason.
I
Love.
had mine on earlier, but I stunk
It was
it
a
up.
production day.
It was
so
a production day.
We got messy.
I feel like you guys are gonna smell me through the camera. If I kept
All right. And then our next giveaway, and we'll talk about this product in a little bit here, but they're going to give away their developed beard growth stimulator oil, a 4-ounce unscented beard butter, and another one of those engraved glasses, followed by another giveaway that is everything you see in the picture here, an IPA beard oil. It's a different one there, but IPA beard oil, number 7 balm stick, a 4-ounce unscented beard butter, the board itself, which is custom made by Nick in-house, and the engraved glass, which is custom made by Jill in-house. So somebody's going to get this whole package, and that board is custom made for the exact dimensions of these products, you guys. And it has a slit in the back for whatever kind of comb, Chicago comb, oxcorn, whatever kind of comb you have to slide right in the back there. Yes, one person's going to get all of these sent for free. Nothing is required for purchase, you guys. This one is absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. And then the last one that we will end with here that's on the stream will be $100 triple digits giveaway for one of you out there to go on the website, browse, analyze, and get whatever you would like from it, including things like that board you just saw. All of the products that you just saw are going to be available on the website. And then the last thing, in case you don't win, no exclusion. Yep. In case you don't win, there is another giveaway on both of our Instagram accounts right now. And so you can go on and hop in and enter to win the growth stimulator and the unscented beard butter. Very simple. You just have to follow both accounts in YouTube and Instagram, tag a friend, and that's it. You're entered to win. You don't have to share it. You don't have to post it. You don't have to go click links. You just simply support and check out their stuff. So yes.
Awesome.
Good question here by Judd. Were these giveaways approved by Sir Jill?
Of course. I mean, we don't get away with much without Sir. I mean, we shoot commercials and videos with Sir. He's our final proofreader for most things.
He inspects every sticker, every box.
Yeah.
He does quality control when the butter shipments come in. So like he sniffs outside the box and he'd be like, "This shea is not right."
Oh yeah. So. He's very particular about his shea butter, and any butter that falls anywhere in the production area, Sir eats it off the floor. Just so everyone's aware. I mean, it's full transparency
totally
here.
safe.
It's
he's not there on production days, but he'll find one under the
he
table.
He finds it. He'll find it. It falls off a scale. There's like a bucket that has some stuff in it. He will find it. He is a monster for coconut oil.
A no waste company. No waste. Company. Use the entire plant.
That's it. That's it.
And he sat on my foot the entire time I etched these glasses. So that was his contribution.
And if you guys are not familiar, Sir is their French bulldog. It is their dog. And Sir does have his own Instagram account.
Yep, that's a Frenchie named Sir, and it's adorable. So
yeah, if you need a little bit of like ridiculous cuteness in your life, Jill maintains that one. And
what are you talking about? He posts all those himself.
Okay, right. Well, maybe she moderates it. Okay, Sir posts it himself. Fine.
She's on the payroll.
We'll go with that.
Yep.
And Zach, I love that idea. We need to get some like ink stamps for Sir's paws, and he can like stamp people's letters next to yours sometimes.
Well, that would be cute. A lot of handwritten notes. Just, Sir, just go.
Jeff goes, okay, it makes sense now. I was lost for a little bit on eating the butter and inspection.
Yeah, he's like, okay, it's a dog. Got it.
Yeah.
Who is this guy on your floor?
Right. Yeah, they either have strange child labor laws there, or there's something else going on.
Did he come with the building?
Yeah, right. All right. Speaking of the building here, I think it's a good time to kind of kick this off so we get into some specifics for you guys. And kind of in between topics, we will be rotating in some of those giveaways. So we will do a giveaway after this topic here. So Nick and Jill, I want to know, and the people want to know, what is the origin story of this company? Why did you start the company? Kind of even just a little brief glimpse into the road that got you here, because unless they watch the stream, I have a feeling a lot of people don't realize how long you've been around, and then the ups and downs and changes and everything that's been kind of going on with Dr. Nick. So started from the bottom. Now you're here. Let's fill it in.
Yeah, well, you said like a short overview. Brevity is not my strong suit.
That's a fact.
But, you know, there's a reason Dan says long form transparency when it comes to us, because you don't get much else from me.
Right.
But here we go. I'll pretend I have like my Grammys speech show with the wrap it up music coming, you know. So, you know, I started growing my beard actually, because the last time I shaved, I was in the delivery suite of a hospital with my son being born, and I almost missed him being born shaving. And so I kind of treated it like a joke in the beginning. I said, well, shaving almost made me miss my son being born, so forget that stuff. I'm not shaving anymore. And then so I started growing a beard, and I haven't shaved since. And I used to keep it, you know, what I like to call at the time business beard, because I was a consultant working for Fortune 500 companies and boardrooms, and I thought for some reason that I shouldn't grow a beard, even though now that I have, that's how I'm really well known in the industry that I'm in the technology side of what I do. And whenever I walk in the room, people automatically assume it's the cybersecurity guy, which is what I am. So it actually works out really, really well. So had I known that, I would have not gone business beard, and I would have been, you know, down past my lap by now. But the what ended up starting Dr. Nick's, that's the beard journey, right? And then so fast forward, that was 2012. So fast forward to like 2013, 14, you know, I'm at that stage of beard growth where I'm starting to complain about it, right? There's things I don't like. There's skin issues. I'm Welsh and Irish, and we have notoriously bad skin, dry spots, and bad teeth. We don't do much for the teeth part, but hey. So my friend said, okay, well, you got to get some beard oil. You got to do something to knock down that beard drift, you know, and the itch and the other stuff that's going on. So I did what most people do, I think, when you're new to this and you're not aware that there's a well-formed community on YouTube of people that could give you good advice. You go on Amazon and you look for beard oil, and you look for the things that have the most reviews, and you buy a couple of them, which is what I did. And I did it in scents that I thought I'd like. And the beard oils that I got, I loved the scents. Like, they were fantastic. I was like, oh man, if I can smell like these all day, I am a happy camper. And so I really liked a few things I tried, and I started using them for about a week. And the problems I was having, like the dry skin and the little red bumps around the hairline and the flakes, they got worse instead of better. And so I talked to a bunch of friends, you know, and one of the guys I know is an old apothecary guy from the 70s, an old kind of holistic, you know, apothecary and skincare guy. And he's like, you know what? He's like, this sounds weird. He's like, but you might be allergic to fragrance oils. He's like, why don't you try an unscented one and see if you have the same problems? So full transparency, I went out there and I looked for the best unscented beard oil out there, and it was Honest Amish, and I tried it. And the problems I was having completely went away. Like, they were gone. And then I noticed that they had some with scents, but they were essential oil based. And I was like, oh, okay, try those. Problem stayed gone. And so the guy I was talking to, I kind of helped to make sense of it to me. He's like, well, you know, he walked me through what fragrance oils are and what's in them, and how some people can have sensitivity to them, and how essential oils are different, botanical based, and all these things. And I learned a lot about it. And what I found, though, is that what worked for me, right, didn't match my preferences of what I wanted for scents, unfortunately. Right. So there were some great products out there, the stuff that I really liked the smell of, and there was a good 10 of them. I couldn't use them. The ones that were unscented, they worked, but I wanted something that smelled good. And the stuff that they had in their portfolio that was scented was a little too earthy for me, you know, right? Like a little too like straight cedar or straight one botanical. And I wanted something that had some layered scents and some some complexity to it and some dimension and something cool. And so I set off to start kind of figuring out what to make on my own that could have some cool complexity to it, something that I liked. And at the time, I was doing photography for craft beer. So this is like 2015. So 2015 comes around. I'm doing photography for craft beer. I'm spending a lot of time at beer events and at breweries. And I'm always smelling fresh hops. And I'm like, oh man, what if there was a beard oil that smelled like hops? Like, and then I got to thinking about it, like, well, wait a minute. When you smell a double IPA, what do you smell? You smell hops, you smell citrus, you smell pine, you have a floral scent to it. And I'm like, okay. And then I started layering in these citrus essential oils with hops. And that's how beard beer and IPA was born. And then I branded it Dr. Nick's, because that's what everyone's always kind of called me over the years. as a kind of fun nickname. Master Phelps, Dr. Nick, one of the two. Like they all come and go. But basically that's what we started off with the name. I figured I couldn't be the only one with that problem, and it turns out that I wasn't.
Much like Ruben over here.
Much like Ruben and a bunch of other people that have become really close friends through this crazy journey that we've done here. And so it existed like that for quite a while. And in 2015, some interesting things happened. I was actually working for a company. I was running their engineering team, doing cybersecurity, doing enterprise networking, and doing data center interconnectivity stuff. And I split off on my own. So I decided to branch off and not work for a firm anymore. They became a close partner of mine, and that all started going great. And I figured that I would start Dr. Nick's and at the time Moonrock Consulting at the same time. And kind of whichever one took off quicker, I was going to focus on, where there's smoke, there's fire, and that's where you go spend your time. And so surprise, surprise, cybersecurity and data center networking was a little more lucrative than beard products were in 2015. So that's where, as a single person, right, just me on my own, that's where I kind of had to pick my battles and spend my time. And then fast forward now, and the company stayed alive. We were still shipping orders. We still had some diehard fans, and we had like the 1 order, 2 order days, and like
to that. So like you were making it. He was making it at home. We were friends at that time.
Yep.
And I was coming over and putting pipettes together or helping label bottles. And I was like, dude, I'm working at a bar in Quincy right now. Bearded guys everywhere. I can sell this stuff. So he'd send me with a box of stuff, and I'd come back, and I was like, I like.
She was like our number one sales
wholesale, like because he'd cut me like he'd be like, all right, well, just you take this, I take that, and that's our profit right there.
Yeah.
So and we did that for months.
We did it for a long time, and so then it kind of just stayed like that for quite a while. It sort of just incubated in its current state, no growth, and it gave us time to develop new products, which was cool. I was tinkering with things and figuring things out and figuring out what I kind of wanted to see the product do, and it was always sort of this in the back of my head desire that I liked this so much better than what I was doing as a full-time thing, that I thought that there was going to be a way someday, some way, somehow, where I was able to spend more time on this, and I'd be able to dive further into it and really jump in both feet and get committed to it. And 2015 rolls around. Lots of things have happened. Jill and I found ourselves together and getting married and engaged by 2019. And we basically relaunched Dr. Nick's. Jill said that she wanted to revitalize it and take it on as her main focus. So we really dove in hard. We bought a 8,600 square foot building that we're sitting in right now. So almost 10,000 square feet under roof. I run my consulting company out of here. We run our wood shop out of here. That's Bigfoot Slabs. I run my software company out of here, which is in Terrasec. And we also run Dr. Nick's, which has now pushed me out of just about every other part of the building, because it is growing to the point where it is pushing everyone else out to the corners and downstairs and upstairs, and it's just taken over the main floor.
That's thanks to you guys.
Yes, that's thanks to you guys. 1,000% correct.
And I need to email Ben about that comment. Ward 21 for the first time today. That took him a while to order. He likes smoky scents, but he wasn't sure. I shipped that Wednesday.
Oh, and you got it today.
I think he has it already. Maybe Tuesday.
When the post office does their job, they do it. But when they don't, boy, they don't.
I'm glad you like it, Ben. No, that was my baby.
Ben, that's huge, man. Yeah. We love hearing that. And so that's basically it, though. So what happened then in 2019? We basically relaunched it. We moved into the building. We then started a new kind of effort to create some new products and to kind of expand the portfolio a bit. And then fast forward to 2022, we made friends with you. We made friends with Dan, and we made friends with you guys. So the funny story about all this, I was not part of this community the whole time we started Dr. Nick's, the whole time we ran it, and then even like 3 years after the relaunch. So it's one of those things where I'm beyond thankful for the open arms that have welcomed us into the fold here. But it's we did all this in somewhat of a vacuum, and now you look at 2023, we haven't come out with a new product that hasn't been dictated by you guys, that hasn't been dictated by our customers. It's every new product, be it a collaboration with a customer, collaboration with other companies, requests for new products, our next list of 5 products we're releasing right now, which is our whole list, have all been based on feedback from our customers and based on this community and based on the feedback. Like, you guys are literally our research and development team, and what you want, we make. And thankfully it's worked, and you guys like it, and we're happy doing it. And I mean, you look at where we are now compared to 2015. I mean, it really does end up kind of being one of those warm and fuzzy stories where it's kind of organic growth and happy people and a community that supports a brand, and we're dedicated to that community, and we do everything we can to support you guys, and in turn you support us. So I mean, it really is one of those things that gives me chills talking about it. Like, the whole journey that this has been insane, and it's probably my favorite thing I've ever done.
Do you remember going to the post office to pick up the small flat rate priority boxes?
Back before we could afford shipping materials?
We couldn't even afford boxes.
No, we couldn't. We were totally just poaching post office boxes for like the first 3 years Dr. Nick's was in existence. Like, if you ordered from us early days, it
allegedly
was a small flat rate priority box with like bubble wrap. That was it.
So there's a customer of ours that's also a small business owner, Wicked Wall Masks. He makes really cool, he's a face sculptor. He makes these really epic. If you're into anything creepy, Halloween, metal, this guy, you'll love his stuff. I met him at a convention.
Rock and Shock, right?
No, that's where you met him. I met him at some tattoo convention in Connecticut in like 2016. Now, Nick had just come out. He had 2 products, IPA and stout. That's it. And then he started working with Gore and came out with a line. This guy has ordered since then, and this guy has seen every shipping packaging, any way of doing anything ever. And he recently reached out to me. He was like, "Man, you guys are doing pretty good, aren't you?"
Yeah, he's like, "Man, you guys have really stepped it up. Like, I don't even find like random pieces of reused Amazon boxes.
Yeah,
in my
no
packaging.
Amazon boxes are like wrapped in newspaper and like, is this a Star magazine? Like taping it up and sending it out. So
yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, but yeah, man, that's really it. I mean, that's the origin story. That's where we are now. I mean, that's it's all thanks to you guys, man. I mean, we get all this positive feedback from you. It's like, like Banana Goat here saying you guys are legends. No, you guys are legends, man. Like, every email we get, it makes my day. Like, people think they send it into a void, or they take a photo with their phone, and I send them an email back saying, "Hey, can we use this on social media? Can we use this on the website? This is great, thanks." And they're like, it's a selfie in my bathroom, but if you'd like to, I mean, that's fine. But I mean, we take all of you guys really seriously, man.
Yeah, it's so cool. And hopefully you guys are looking at the screen as well. I've been highlighting some different comments as they come up. So if you're in the chat just listening, I do encourage you guys to check out the video. And my man Michael, Mr. Beard Swag, for some reason, one of your comments didn't pour it over to the side where I can highlight. But Beard Swag says, "This is why I love Daniel's channel and his live feeds. I get to hear about companies I've never heard about. That's why I wanted to do this. I love this company so much. I love the people behind it. And I just want you guys to get to know them. I just want you to hear them. There's no crazy deals. There's no pressure to buy. We're not like pitching sales or anything like that. I just want you guys to get to know these people in this company, literally with that basis of positivity, that basis of doing things for the right reasons. And trust me, guys, we could talk for hours and hours and hours, but I'm going to try and do my best to kind of mold it to the stuff that I think is the most relevant for you guys to hear. And that origin story is amazing. Couldn't use fragrance oils, loved them, thought they smelled great, wanted to use them, figured out that this natural essential oil blend is going to be the best, went through some ups and downs, and then really kicked it into gear the last year and has been doing amazing. And you guys have seen these comments in the chat and people just going crazy. 3 words: key lime pie. Dr. Nick's with the support, the best balm I've ever used, the best oil I've ever used. I use it, Dr. Nick's, every single day. Just so many great comments about this company.
Go Habs.
Oh, go Habs. I gotta wonder if you're a Gore fan. I hope so, with Go Habs as your I don't know if that's like a sports team I don't know about here. I'm probably messing up. There's like a Habs somewhere I don't know about. He's got a hockey mask, so it's gotta be, maybe it's hockey. It's hockey, isn't it?
He's up in Canada, and he does own a Frenchie, so
okay. Yep. Well, so Sir is at home. So we had to come back to the office for this, and we had to stop for some lobster rolls before we got here. We hadn't had dinner yet. So we stopped for some lobbies, And then we came in here, and Sir just wouldn't have been happy smelling lobster on us if he didn't have some to go. So we didn't want an upset, office manager here,
and
pushing us around.
With the market value right now of lobster rolls, he was not getting any of my claw meat.
Yeah, you know what? Lobster rolls are absurdly priced right now. Whereas I just passed by a lobster pound earlier today or yesterday, and it was $9 a pound for lobster at the lobster pound next to the bay coming back.
A pound?
$36 a roll.
Which
right.
Some of you in the rest of the country might go, holy crap, only $9 a pound. I pay $13 a pound from chicken for Bell Evans. And what I'm talking about here, I'm actually upset about that because last year it was $4 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's doubled, And so, I'm not, a $9 pound lobster, not complaining.
Easy.
I'm a little upset. I'm going to try to stay calm. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Chris,
fine. I'm fine. I told you I'm fine.
Their oil is a medium light viscosity. It's not super thin, but it's not anywhere near thick. It's a medium light. And Nick and Jill, what would be your best seller oil, let's say, over the last year?
Over the last year.
Over the last year, number 7.
Number 7.
Over the last 6 months?
Lately? Well, the summer key lime took everything by storm, but number 9 has
number 9's
been
coming back with vengeance.
Like crazy.
That's
lately.
Awesome.
Now that we have it in the beard wash, the beard conditioner, and the body wash, we were just discussing the benefits of putting it in a face wash with lavender if you have any acne problems, any scarring or anything like that.
You know what's funny?
Rosacea, redness, lavender is very soothing. So we were just thinking, we're like, well, it rolled out so well and everything else. So
you know what's funny is the number 9 oil sales started picking up after we introduced number 9 into the shower products because we only have unscented and number 7 before that for shower products. So people were pretty apt to try number 9 just to try something different. Whereas we have a lot of oils, right? So number 9 might not make it onto your list. But what's funny is people would buy the shower product, and then the second order from that customer, if they were a new customer, would be a number 9 oil because they'd smell it in the air after the shower, and they'd be like, "Oh wow, that's actually really good." and then they'd buy a number 9 oil to go along with it. And so it's kind of funny how that goes. Number 9, by the way, just so you guys know, is based off of the 70s essential oil blend cologne, famously known as Spanish Fly. So the reason it's number 9, love potion number 9, aphrodisiac of Spanish Fly. It's a manly scent, but it's also a little earthy,
sexy,
very floral.
It's very warm.
It is.
It has pure sandalwood oil in it, which I can only order in like 1 ounce bottles.
You should see our essential oil supplier. They're like, "You want how many of those?"
Yeah,
we're like, "Can we put them in bigger bottles? Can we do that?"
Yep, it has nice floral notes of lavender in it. It's very relaxing if you like shower with it before bed. I find it very soothing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite wash personally.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you guys do pick up anything, just a reminder, Dan C is worth 15% off always from this company. So it supports the platform here. It is making a purchase, supporting the company, and saving you guys some money, win all the way around. And Judd, we're going to get into that on our next, one of our next 2 topics here with what they do with giving back to the community. So
thanks,
keep that
Judd.
in mind. Yeah, on the things that you're proud of outside of products, we'll get that one. But let's go ahead and hit this giveaway, guys, here. This was all thought of by Jill, by Nick, for Dr. Nick's. This is all put up by them. So this is kind of the end of summer giveaway. Going to do a Dr. Nick's t-shirt, a Dr. Nick's beanie, a Dr. Nick's number 21 beard oil, and an engraved glass. All of that in a package to one of you. And just know that it's all the top quality, you guys. The shirts are shirts that Nick tried every brand imaginable. Same for the beanies.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Had to make sure the stitching was correct and wasn't going to bunch up. And I mean, a whole gosh dang process behind these. They're all top quality here.
I love how you don't mention that, like, I drove you nuts and I drove everyone else around me nuts. And I mean, all of our customers go crazy because I worked on it for 6 months longer than I said I was going to. All of those things. You're very generous in your filtering.
Oh, no. I know Nick well. Yeah.
The good news is everyone here was front and center for that experience. Like, they're like, "When are the hats coming?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going back to the print shop tomorrow and I'm going to check out these 2 other models of hats because the fit was a little too close to my ear on this one."
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally. So, and if you don't know, like, how do people follow? How do they know? The Tuesday live streams, you guys, every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, and their Instagram is very interactive, and it's very rarely about products, very rarely about sales. It's more about the company and behind the scenes and getting to know the people. That's something that's really important to them. So consider checking all those places out, and let's go ahead and see who our first giveaway winner is. If you see your name on the screen, drop a comment claiming your victory. You guys know the deal. Just any way you want to let us know that it's you, please hit that quickly. I'm going to get my audio board ready just in case we have somebody who's not here. Hopefully you guys are. All right. Hopefully you guys are here and ready to roll. All right. Our first potential winner of the end of summer giveaway bundle, do we have in the chat Mr. Kenz with a Z on the end? I saw him earlier, so hopefully he is still here. I would imagine he is, but Kenz, drop a comment, and this is going to be shipped out to you. Essentially, Jill will reach out to you at some point after the stream, whether it's tomorrow or whatever the time is. Normally, she's behind the scenes and is like on it immediately, but he's here. And
he's here.
She's clearly here with us right now, so we can't fully make that happen. I mean, Nick might be able to pull some strings, being a doctor of time and space. So maybe, who knows? But no,
if you
no
see
promise.
if you see the image of Jill glitch for a minute here, that's just because she's in between two planes of existence. It's no big deal.
If I Mitch McConnell really quick.
Yeah, sorry. Going
Mitch
through
McConnell is seen here, not saving 2 babies from drowning.
So Ken's, congrats, man. You're about to get some amazing products coming to you. So dang excited for more people to try this company out. And if you guys have entered the giveaways, you're all set all night long. If you have not, there's a link in the chat, and we can go through it real quick again to see what we have remaining for these giveaways. So the next one we're going to do is the Beard Growth Stem Oil. We're going to talk about that. Don't worry, guys. The Beard Butter, a glass, and then we're going to do the IPA, number 7 Balm, 4-ounce beard butter, and then that entire custom-made board and a glass. And then the last one we're going to do is a $100 gift card for free. $100 gift card for free for you guys. So stay tuned on that one. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, when you do talk about the growth stim, when Dan and we get to talking about the growth stimulator, please take off the gloves. Don't hold any punches. Come at us with all the questions and speculation, because I had the same ones. So, it took us forever to do this because I didn't want to do something that was gimmicky. So please, if you have those opinions about something like this, let's talk about it here, because that's actually what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So dang true. Okay.
Fun stuff.
Let's go ahead and hit this next topic here. And let's go with, we're going to go this one first here. So we're going to talk about the beard products, and that'll kind of lead us into the growth stem and all that conversation. But there's a lot of things that I am proud of Dr. Nix and what they do outside of products, and how they give back to the community, how they approach their thought on business, how they approach their thought on other businesses. So just a couple of things here. What are some things that you guys are proud of that maybe if somebody's new, they may not know by a website, by an Instagram, by short little clips that you're proud of outside of your products? And I'm the one asking, I'm the one feeding you those things. So it's okay to talk about yourself here.
Okay. All right. Well, so it's, that's a big question, because, it's a big piece of our lives, right? So it's not a side hustle for us. People hear about what I do, and the fact that there's 4 other things. You can really think of me as an over-involved, founder, investor across a number of different ventures, right? But this is my baby. Like, it's the only one that's named after me. It's the only one that I own with my wife. It is the only one that occupies the majority of the commercial real estate that we own together, right? So there's a lot of things I'm proud of there, but people often will kind of misconstrue it as it's one of many ventures, and it really is it's the retirement plan. It's the one that I want to end up with, right? And so, but aside from that, aside from what we've built, aside from this, I think first and foremost, the thing that I'm most proud of about Dr. Nix, and it's funny, and I'm not just saying this because we're on a live stream. This will happen if we're at a bar, if we're at a restaurant, we're talking to friends at a barbecue. This is literally the first thing that comes up, is the community that's formed around Dr. Nix. And it's the people, and it's the friends that we've met. It's the connections that we've made. It's the friendships that we have. I mean, it's you, Dan, your family. I mean, it's everyone that's in this chat that joins us every week on our streams, and everyone here that's not on our weekly live streams that supports us in one way or another. And even if you haven't yet, right? It's one of those things where the group that we have here, the community that you welcomed us into, I think is probably like the most valuable asset to Dr. Nick's. It's how we come up with new products. It's how we improve. It's how we know if we're doing things right or wrong. I mean, it's our barometer. It kind of is our guiding light in a lot of ways. And it means the world to us, right? And so, and if you look at like what's in my head, kind of top of mind, like friends and community and connections and the people that we've been able to come into contact with that are business owners, like with our brick and mortar shops and in our wholesale side of our business, and creating that community where we actually have barbers that are out there that are educated about beard products, not to the point of how to use them, but why people should use them, what's in them, why they're suitable for the person they're recommending them to, and can really speak intelligently about beards and skincare and hair care for men. I mean, that's something that hasn't existed in the world unless someone really pushes that topic. So our brand ambassadors and our barbershops out there are seeing that community grow is just freaking cool. And then, you look at, I walk into the shop and I see Jill bottling oils, and I see my son folding shipping boxes, and I see our dog taking a nap in the sunny spot in the floor while he looks at disapproval of whatever anybody else is because there's not feeding him snacks. And, I walk in once in a while, and it's been years now in this building, and I still kind of like step back when I walk in once in a while, and I'm like, holy crap, look at what this is doing. Like, this is cool. Like it's given Jack something to work on in the summer. He's going to be a beast when he's old enough to work on this full time. And he's going to be, absolutely doing it. So, I mean, it's that stuff. And then I guess it grew to the point where through some of those connections, actually someone here in the chat, Dan B, huge supporter, great friend, just had a birthday. He came down and, we went out to lunch together. It was great. We share music back and forth, and, he's collaborating with us on a beard oil scent. And so, you look at like he recommended us over to WBZ in Boston, and that turned into advocating something we were trying to kick off, which was a donation program to the homeless in Boston, where for ounce for every body wash we sold, we donated 1 ounce for every ounce we sell to the Friends of Boston's Homeless, down in Boston. And we were able to drop off 10 gallons on the last quarter.
First donation. Not only thanks to Dan for mentioning it to was it the
WBZ?
Was it the meteorologist?
Meteorologist over there, yeah.
It's a meteorologist because he has a beard. But because of everyone else's support, Judd the Stud on here buying multiple bottles and saying, don't ship them, take the ones you're gonna ship to me and send and donate those. We were able to donate 10 gallons to these guys who were living off of Mass Ave months ago.
Oh yeah, and these guys, like they live off of food bank stuff, so whatever gets donated from like the Boston Food Bank and things like that. And it's like Dial soap, and these guys that had beards were using Dial soap and like Axe in their beards.
Dry. So when we donate them to, believe this, I need to have someone come with me because I can get photos of the guys and stuff. We actually bring a bottle to every room in these homes. We knock on the door with Stephanie. Yeah, and she brings us around and she says, Jill's here for, here's your body wash for the next couple months. I talk to the guys. I get to see how they're doing and see what jobs they're coming up to.
Yeah.
We give them shirts. I always bring butter or face washes, just extra.
Around Christmas time, we brought them Christmas dinner, and we brought down hams and rolls and potatoes.
It feels so good that these guys that are just grinding away to get their lives back, that slipped through their fingers, can say, when I wake up in the morning, I can go to my crap job knowing that I smell good, I feel good, I feel confident, I go out there, and it feels so amazing. I'm more proud of that than anything.
I think literally that's at like the top of the list, man. I mean, again, there would be no donations without sales.
These guys, sadly enough, the guy in the white shirt all the way to the left, he passed.
Oh no.
He had real bad health. He was fighting that Christmas when we went to go see him.
Yep.
When I went back for the next donation, I asked for him and he had passed. So rest in peace. to him. He was a really sweet
But
guy.
Mike was still there.
But Mike was still there. He's on the right, and he had actually advanced out of the home that he was originally in. There's Stephanie. She is the sweetest
She's the program
woman
manager. She runs the
entire world.
Yeah, she runs the program down there, and she's fantastic, and helps us basically navigate around where our stuff is going to be the most useful. But it's huge. Those guys are awesome.
Every time we do a donation, she's like, "Can I buy you lunch?" It's like, "No, honey, you're fine."
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, there we are with like roasting pans and hams. And
I also love giving back outside of those that are desperately in need. I love giving back to all of you that support us. Like this past week's live stream, 52 weeks of live streams. I wanted 12 giveaways. I'm like, we've been doing this for 12 months. Let's just give 12 giveaways. Let's be crazy. Like, I just love giving back to you guys, these guys, anyone I can.
Yeah, and it's a big part of it. It's one of those things where, like, if we're doing something good, we want other people to get a benefit of it, and that's in the local community, wherever it might be. We want to expand that program way outside of Boston. We want to make this a national thing where we have key cities and areas, and we're sending out shipments and helping out other either shelters or heck halfway houses or whatever else we might be able to help out with. Like some of the stories we get from these guys too, like the situations that land people homeless. Like I had no idea some of the things that, between mental health, I think people assume that it's mental health and drug addiction are probably like the two main reasons. And they're probably both part of the top 10, but they're certainly not number one and number two. Like there are so many situations where like the little fabric that holds us from civilized to uncivilized, right? It's that line is becoming a lot thinner in the world that we live in right now, and you can't look down on people that fall on one side or other of that line because it's barely there right now.
Yeah, I have some I know close to home where how quickly things can change and how quickly it can add up like that. So yeah, no doubt. And it is amazing. And again, guys, if you're just kind of tuning in, and body wash, they sell body wash. It is the only body wash I use. Absolutely amazing. Every ounce sold is an ounce that is donated. And so the bigger it gets, a good problem for them to have would be having too many donations for the Boston homeless and then stretch it from there and continue to grow. And so it's a really, really cool program. And there's more stuff in the works, working with barbershops to do makeovers and beard trims and haircuts and shaves and all this stuff. So giving back. Yeah.
Just shout out to Sims Barber Lab down in Boston. And also Chris Cole is going to be doing this as well for people that are in the South Shore outside of Boston at Cole Cuts. Is that I asked one of the barbers that we work with down there, one of our retailers, and I asked the people who run this program, I said, hey, if someone's going through this program and you guys are getting them out to job interviews and they have a beard, what do you tell them to do? And they say, oh, first thing, go shave the beard. Like first thing we tell them if they're going to go to an interview is shave the beard. And I was talking to the program manager and I said, okay, from like a psychological perspective, now I'm not that kind of doctor, but from a psychological perspective here, you're taking someone who's already really uncomfortable and unsure of themselves, and they're going out in a new job market, in a new profession. And now you're making them change their appearance on top of it. Like you're just decimating this person's confidence. Like what if I came up with a way to make these guys look good and presentable, but also feel like themselves? And they said with facial hair. And they said, well, if you could figure out a way to do that, we would absolutely support it. So if someone's going out into the job market, we have a deal worked out with Sims where he donates a chair in an hour of his time, and we donate all the products to give that guy a cut, a trim, a style, beard trim, haircut, and then we donate all of the products that he needs in order to maintain whatever look that Nate is able to get him going with. And that way they can go out into the job market and feel good and be clean, and we can kind of get rid of some of that stigma of if you're starting at the bottom and you have a beard, you have to shave it in order to start your journey. And we just don't think that's the case. And we're trying to help people that kind of can't help themselves do that.
Yeah. And as Zach says, he'd have an identity crisis, a panic attack. How are you going to be confident? How are you going to go in and own an interview? There's no way.
Yeah.
Especially with your newfound like sobriety or your newfound,
like maybe you don't have your family anymore. Maybe you don't have your you don't have your house anymore. Maybe you don't have your dog. You don't have your car. You don't have the clothes you're used to. You don't have your friends that
and
you
now
used
you
to
want
have.
to take the thing that grows out of my face.
Yeah, these guys, a lot of time, man, it sounds silly. I guess not to you guys, but to people who don't understand, I think it actually would sound weird. Like I would not feel like myself without my beard. Like it try to put me into an unfamiliar situation and take that away too. mess.
No, I got serious on a live stream recently where because I'm not an emotional guy. I don't have a ton of super highs, super lows. And then people were talking about how much would it take to shave your beard off. And even I don't even think I've communicated to my wife how like serious it is to me and how much it means to me. And essentially she was like, "Oh, we do it for this amount of money." I'm like, "No way." And she's like, "I'd grow back." And I'm like, "No, like I would take a serious mental hit if I lost my beard." And she's like, "Not you. You're mentally, you're a steel trap." I'm like, "No, I would take a very serious mental hit if I shaved my beard."
Oh,
And like
dude.
that means a whole lot to me. And I just, like you said, like it grows out of your face. And you're telling this person to get their life in order. You got to change this thing. And so I love that mission. And here's the coolest line I've seen in regards to all of this. And there's a tagline in here somewhere for you guys to use to help spread the word, to help more people. Dynamos, because remember, guys, it's not like a bottle donated for everything. It's an ounce for ounce. So every time you use this body wash, you know you help. Every ounce you use on your body is donated. You purchased it. It's donated to somebody else that's helping restart their life and get back on their feet. That's really dang cool right there. That's a beautiful way to look at it. Every time you use it, it is something that you can remember that you're giving back.
And we try to remind you guys on every order form. I actually took a photo for you today, Dan. I go through and I hand sign each order, and I like to read just to see. I'm nosy. I like to see what some people pick out and like what people paired together for scents and stuff. And every time I see a body wash on there, I will circle it. I will put an asterisk next to it, and at the bottom, I will say, "Thank you for your contribution and giving back to those less fortunate." And I remind you every single order. And I know those of you who have ordered from me will see that on their order form. So we'll never let you forget that we appreciate every time you purchase one of our body washes.
It really does help. And look at that. Worked with a guy whose beard represented his years of sobriety. And it meant more to him than most things. Well, dude, I mean, imagine that, right? Like you have something you're working through, and that's like that's your record of progress. No, someone asked me that a while back, Dan. We had a friend that organizes cancer events. And after one of the events, so the wood shop downstairs, Bigfoot Slabs, was a sponsor. And we donated a $1,500 auction item that was, $1,500 towards a custom project. And it ended up being the number one bid for the night and all this. But I guess a bunch of the questions they got in afterwards were, hey, what would it take to get the guy that ran the wood shop to come up and shave his beard for charity donations to Dana-Farber? And I was like, no amount of money. And he's like, well, you realize where we are, right? He's like, and I'm like, wait a minute. So first of all, the money doesn't go to me, right? It goes to charity. And I'm like, and so that's great, but I'm not doing that. He's like, well, we're talking pretty affluent group. They kind of threw around the numbers that get up into the 7 figures. And I was like, no, not a chance. And he's like, okay, so crazy question. Sometimes they do this. What if we split it between paying you and paying charity for getting you to donate half to charity? He's like, would it need to be like, what, 2 million? And I was
even
like,
worse.
No, I'm like, not happening. Like, I don't care how many commas are in the number. I'm not shaving my damn beard.
Yep. And if I can speak on this question for them for a little bit, I'd love to hit on a couple of things that maybe they don't want to say, but I would like to say. Things that I'm proud of with them outside is I get to talk to them and work with them on developing products and giving to the community and all these things. And one thing that is literally never a point of discussion is profit margins or cost or any of that. If you take a look at the ingredients that make up this company, they are not inexpensive. They're very expensive. And there's some things that take a new scent or a new product that is very, very expensive that you may not ever know. And that doesn't even factor in with them. They do things like, if you guys aren't aware, they have $50 free shipping in the US. Anything other than that is only $5. If you're outside of the US, it's $15. They lose money on every single international shipping right now. Now, that might not be possible to stay for the full future, so just something to keep in mind. But they literally are at a point where they said, we want everyone to try our products. Even if we're not making a ton of money right now, we want them to try our products. And to take that a step further, Nick has kind of glossed over it here, but Nick owns 3 other businesses, and Dr. Nick's is by far not the cash cow of this income for their life. He owns a cybersecurity company. He owns a cybersecurity consulting company. He owns a wood shop company that does projects that are in the tens, 20s, $30,000 projects. And this is something that he's growing and pushing everything back into the company. And it is his passion. It is something that he would absolutely, when the time is right, love to walk away from all these other things that bring him a lot of money, right? This is the world that money talks, right? No, this is his passion, and it's the one that's making him the least amount of profit right now, but brings him the most joy, makes the most difference in people's lives, and is something that you get a lot of praise and a lot of positive feedback. That's something I'm proud of with working with this company. I also am proud of how they interact and think about other companies. They don't talk about companies like a competition. It's never once. I deal with a lot of companies, a lot of owners. They all have amazing things about them. But oftentimes, the number one seed that I see as an issue with other company owners that leads to problems for them, and I give them this advice, is jealousy, is competition. They want everybody to win. They want everybody to succeed. You'll never hear them putting down other companies' products to prop their own up. And I mean, I could go on and on and on. Like I said, I talked to them every day for the last year. I've been to their house, been to their town and dinner and everything. They're just amazing people that want to do great for you guys. And then hopefully turn this into their full-time thing, right? They got to pay the bills. They have a huge facility, but it's about doing the right things. And I hope you guys can hear the sincerity in that. It's so dang important to them. And it's amazing to really, really have these conversations on a daily basis. And hopefully it starts to really come through. And you guys see that more and more, even when they're not saying it, they're not able to say it. I know you guys will start to feel it, and it does make a difference. It really does.
That's huge, dude.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that so much. And just to speak on that, he's not wrong. I get emails all the time that's like, well, when are you guys going to come out with something like this? Well, when are you guys going to come out with something like that? People tend to forget. It's usually just me, and I get mostly 2 days a week with Nick down in the shop. Aside from our live
full
streams,
days,
full days. So
yeah, I'm down in there about 10
usually
times
just
a
me.
day, but then like full days, it's like, twice a week.
So sometimes I'm only just keeping things afloat, and coming out with new things is tough and takes longer. I'm the first person to be like, I don't have that product, but I can tell you this company that has a killer product, from mustache waxes to stronger scents to thicker oils. We will refer all of these. I see a ton of companies in here I've referred.
Yeah, dude, we've referred other companies that are in here. And what's really funny is I even joked around in the past. I'm like, I'm going to be the only founder of a beard brand who needs affiliate codes with other brands, because like I refer other brands almost as much as I refer people to our own products. Because sometimes people come to us pretty unknown, right? They might come to us and say, hey, I'm looking for something that's got a real, like, I want to smell it all day, and I want.
We're like, Fable, that's your guy.
Yeah, Fable, Octane, and we refer, or they want a thicker oil, right? We send them over to Fable, right? Or it's
Copper Johns.
Copper Johns. Like we send people over to other companies all the damn time, because there's
Grooming. What a great company.
Yeah, and there's stuff for everybody out there. And I guess our point is, we know that we're kind of a specialty product, right? And this is the interesting thing. There's people that I think have my same issues, that a product like ours is their only option. I think there's people out there who don't have that issue, who just like having us in their rotation because it's something different, right? So there are two distinct different people, I think, that kind of gravitate towards what we do. But that's not to say that there isn't a market full of other great products out there that, and we know that we exist in a very small portion of it, because being all natural, being essential oil based, not having the strongest, longest lasting scents in the world. But that to be fair, we don't think that there isn't a place for both, right? We don't go on the soapbox of why people shouldn't use things with fragrance oils. We say, if you can tolerate them, they smell fantastic. And here's some great brands that you should go check out. And if here's what you're looking for, here's what we have,
Awesome. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next giveaway here, and we'll talk about this product in just a bit. So what we are going to give away, Damian, nope, this is just actually a subscriber made this for me and sent it. So this one is not for sale here. And guys and girls out there, I see a ton of questions coming in. We might not be able to get to most of the questions tonight, and maybe not even any of them, just because of the time constraints of family and life. However, every single Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. We have time for questions. I highly encourage you guys to join in there or leave a comment after the stream, and we can see if we can address it on future weeks. So please, please, please keep that in mind. Nothing's going to get ignored, but it's just not going to be possible to hit every question tonight. All right. Giveaway here. There's a link in the chat, link in the description. If you've already signed up, you are all set. And if you see your name on the screen, drop a comment and claim your victory. This is a pretty cool little pack right here. And I'm so excited to be able to talk about it in a second and hear from you guys with any experiences that you have had with this product. So if you see your name on the screen, just simply let us know in a timely fashion that you're ready to claim your victory, and you'll be all set. All right, let me get this all lined up here. Okay, we have a potential winner. Again, drop a comment if this is you. Do we have in the building? Dun dun dun, Mr. Ruben Garza. Ruben, drop a comment.
Oh, other Ruben.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Ruben.
Other Ruben.
He's got a lucky horseshoe too.
Ooh,
he does.
Nice.
He does. He stores it in his back pocket, I heard.
And dear God, I'm just reading some of these other comments while we wait for Ruben to reply. Like Ruben, G Squared, Danby. Like, dear God, I don't know what I don't know what the hell we did to Nicholas. Like, I don't know what we did to deserve you guys, but just thank you for everything you guys are saying. It's huge.
Here he is. Congrats, Ruben.
Hey, congrats, dude. Right on, man.
Okay. While we
get be a winner too. Enjoy.
Yeah, while we get this one going, and I have it up on the screen here, what is the deal with the growth stimulator oil? And I do want to set it up by saying and Nick kind of alluded to it. Many of us have a natural knee-jerk reaction when we hear something that is growth oil. And I think that was from generations of people selling bad products, trying to tell guys that you can fill in your male pattern baldness. And it just like built up.
They're the one with the bald spot.
Yeah. And so we are going to have to get a little bit more concise on our answers to try to fit into reality here.
Brevity is not me.
And we love it. Amazing. If we're going to be longer, I want it to be on the things outside of products. We can do products at another time.
So Dan, float these questions to me. I'll get you cut and dry.
So, yeah.
Great. Jill, vitamin A, use it at night.
Okay. What's the deal with growth stim?
Yes. What's going on here?
Okay, so I'm going to let Jill tackle a big chunk of this so that we do actually get to enjoy some concise information. But I will kind of give you a little bit of a lead in. So people asked us for something like this for quite a while, right? People wanted something for patchy spots on their beard. And we refuse to do anything that someone else has done with our logo on it. It's just not what we do. It's just not.
That being said,
there's certain things that work.
Ingredients.
Right. There's things that work, right?
And you can't deny
that. So our growth stimulator. So first of all, it is not the same carrier blend as the rest of our oils. It has castor oil in it. Has a bunch of things that are not in our normal carrier blend. Mainly the orange color is the biggest identifier, which is the beardy oil, which I'll let Jill talk about because that's her baby. But what we did was we found things that like we do with our normal base oil. So people that don't know us, something you should know about our normal oil is that it is a skin oil and hair oil. So first of all, most beard oils are strictly focused on hair. And I'm of the firm belief you can't grow tall trees without good soil. So we have equal parts skin oil and hair oil in our base blend. And so in our normal carrier blend, it has barrage, it has marula, it has things that are just for the skin. Now, you look at our growth stimulator, right? It still has what would consist of our good base, which is things that aren't in most bases, right? Beardy oil oxidizes on your skin, it turns to vitamin A. It's the main ingredient in things that they use for like retinol supplements. It's fantastic. It's really good stuff. And we'll talk about it in a minute. And then it has the things that are the heavy hitters for hair growth, which are peppermint essential oil and rosemary essential oil. And everything that's in this blend literally is not something that we came up with aside from combining them into one product. These have been used for thousands of years in Eastern countries to grow hair. Like you look at the studies that Dan is highlighting there on our product page, the PEO and REO studies. Those, look at hundreds and thousands of years of use of these key ingredients to grow hair. So before I give it to Jill, just the from the Dr. Nick's mouth. Am I saying that this is going to guarantee to grow you hair anywhere that you don't grow hair that you want to? No. Is this going to grow hair where it is genetically impossible or has a predisposition to not growing hair? No. If there's skin damage and scar tissue and things that make it so you can't grow hair, not going to fix it. Now, if you have spots in your hair where you do normally grow hair, either on your head, on your face, right? Things that aren't hormonally dampened, like with DHT and aromatization of testosterone and those sorts of things. Yes, it's going to help you. Like if there's anything that's going to encourage thin and struggling hair to grow thicker, more healthy hair, it's this. It's rosemary, it's peppermint, it's burity, it's vitamin A, and it's those things. And so again, we are not one of those companies out there that says this is a miracle product and it's going to grow hair wherever you want. There are people who have thin spots, patchiness, and other problematic areas in their beard or mustache or sideburns. There's people in this chat who have noticed a huge difference. I've noticed a huge difference. Jill on her eyebrows and the areas on her scalp from dermatitis has noticed a huge difference. And again, those are all areas where we already grow hair, right? So it's a nighttime treatment. It's a spot treatment. It's made for the skin, the root of the hair. Focus on there where you put it. We'll talk about usage in a minute, but that's the lead in. It's something that is positioned to give you the best chance possible. And so as far as like burity and rosemary and peppermint and that stuff goes, like go for it. Tell them about burity oil.
Well, I chose burity oil as the top carrier oil in this blend, just because of my own experience with it as a teenager. If anyone's ever met my mom, they know that she is a walking horse of hair. Like her hair is
actually down to her ankles.
Mane. She recently just trimmed 6 inches off, and you can't tell. So my mom's been growing her hair out for a while. I have always struggled getting that amount of growth that my mom can get, just because I don't have the same. I have her genetics, but not those ones.
Right.
So I started using burity oil that I found at like a Sally's Beauty. It was loaded with fragrance and all other stuff. And it probably had 2% burity because it was like one of the last ingredients on it. But I saw incredible hair benefits. It was, it smoothed the hair follicle. It made my hair feel thick. It made it more elasticy instead of being brittle and wanting to break. So when I was able to get my hands on just pure burity oil, I started playing with it. And in its purest form, it is super orange. If you think that's orange, you can't actually see through the bottle of burity oil.
No, it's like it almost looks black. It's so orange. It's almost black.
So I wanted to use it though, because I knew from experience it helped me. So I wanted to use it in its purest form. Rice bran is in almost every hair product I choose to use. I use lots of I like things that are, either Japanese inspired or Indian inspired. They use lots of rice bran. I've used it on my face. I know it's non-comedogenic, so I knew it wouldn't break anyone out if they were putting it into their beards. Castor oil, that is so thick. It's going to lock everything into place. It's going to protect each individual strand. It's going to encourage thick growth.
Yeah. And it also, when it sits on your skin, as burity oil oxidizes, it actually produces what is found in retinol, which is
the vitamin A,
right?
Which is why we suggest, not only because you have better growth stimulation at night, but vitamin A can actually make you photosensitive. So any of my ladies out there watching, if you use retinol, they tend to tell you to use it at night, not during the day, because you can tend to burn. So although you can use this during the day, be wary that if you are naturally photosensitive, this could make you more photosensitive because the amount of vitamin A in it. But at night, you're getting all that benefit just packed right into those beard hairs.
It literally is like pure vitamin A right for your skin. The best part about it, though, is that what's weird is that if you take like vitamin A oil and you actually put it on your skin, the absorption rate is super duper low. But if vitamin A is created by oxidation on your skin,
then it rapidly absorbs.
It rapidly absorbs. It's like this really neat process, and like how it breaks down on the surface of the skin versus when it's penetrated into the skin. So it's actually like a super effective delivery mechanism for vitamin A.
So when I first formulated this, I made Nick and I try it for 60 days before we ever let any of you even know one, if
we
not
are
any
our
of the ingredients.
own live animal test subjects.
Down to the point where I took just the beardy oil by itself and under a Tagaderm, I took a drop and I covered it for a couple days because I was worried about staining. I'm like,
Or
this
irritation.
is for irritation. I'm like, this stuff is orange. None of it. We've had white beards that will say, yeah, it does stain my beard while it's in, but it washes right out.
Yep. We had a comment come in saying that same thing, saying that I love the grow stem, but it turns my white beard orange, but that's okay because I use it at night, which is probably the best way to use it anyway. Oh, wow. I actually remembered that comment pretty accurately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We noticed there was no staining of pillowcases. There was no staining of, I mean, I sometimes wear white at the office. It washes right out. So that was always cool. But I got my eyebrows way over plucked. So I use those and my hairline, like Nick mentioned, for the growth stem. And I mean, I actually just talked to the lady that's been helping me train my eyebrows back into place. And she asked me to bring her a bottle tomorrow. I'm going to see her tomorrow. She's like, your eyebrows look amazing.
She's like, what are you using? And she told her that it was this beard growth stem. And she's like, okay, we'll bring it in. I want to pay full price. And I want to use it on people.
I'm actually bringing Kathy one tomorrow. She's going to be using on her eyebrows.
That's awesome.
But
that's great. That's great.
The proof is
so I know you asked for concise. I know that wasn't that concise, but it's an exciting topic. And,
yeah, you know, it is. It's an important thing to this company, and I've never seen this exact blend anywhere in the orange. So a couple lightning answers here, and you kind of touched on them, but to zip them up, there were a lot of common questions. When is the best time that you recommend to use it?
Nighttime. Night. And you want to use it as a spot treatment. So people often ask, should I put it through my whole beard? Should I put it just on the skin? It's okay to put through your whole beard, although that's not its intention. It's going to have its benefit on your skin. Yeah. And so it is a spot treatment. It's more expensive than a normal beard oil. It's $25 instead of $20. But it lasts you 4 times as long because you should really only be using it with the pipette right where you need it, rubbing it in, and then getting it into the skin. And that's about it.
Now, with that said, if somebody likes a thicker oil, they don't have to worry about the orange color, and they enjoy peppermint and they enjoy the rosemary scent. Can you use it? Is there any drawbacks to using it?
No drawback at all.
Ask
in fact,
G-squared here in the chat.
Gerard
he loves it.
He uses it, and he uses it during the day, and he didn't have any photosensitivity because he probably isn't one of those people.
No, and he's a beast anyway with a glorious beard. So you know, I'm guessing not much bugs him anyway. But you know, he loves it during the day. So absolutely.
Yep. Jose, you can use it every single night. The more often you use it,
consistency is key. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. You want to use it every night.
Yep. And Jason, there really is no rule. The one thing that I can point to are the actual peer-reviewed medical studies that we have here. And one of them specifically cites that it was over a course of, some of them have 3 6-month periods, but one of them actually goes down to a 4-week topical application, and it promoted growth of the hair follicles all the way down to the thick hair. And so there are some people that see results in the matter of a couple of weeks, but a good general kind of standard when it comes to measuring hair and any kind of growth is 3 to 6 months is when it's like, okay, if it's you're talking 6 months in and you haven't noticed any advancements, it's probably not in the cards for you, but you might see it much earlier than that. Yeah, much earlier than that. And so if you are using it as a spot treatment, that's a good question here. You would go in first, apply it to that spot treatment, let it absorb in. Now, obviously, the rest of your skin's not covered with oil yet. Definitely go in with whatever oil you would like after that. And if you'd like to follow with a butter, highly recommended. Just wait 3 to 5 minutes for it to absorb in and do its job before you start suffocating it with some butter. As long as it gets that time, there's no suffocation that's going to happen. So I do recommend it at night. That is a big thing. And hey, there are actual studies with these ingredients on head hair, even with male pattern baldness, that can make a difference on eyebrows, on little baby hairs. If you have a hard part, you can get these things coming back. So
like in India, they've been using these ingredients for hair growth. Minoxidil actually had a super hard time working its way into that market because they believed in their holistic remedies so much more, and it's proven to actually have a better effect. Yep. You know what's funny is I was reading those studies and I did notice an interesting little point in one of them, which said that it wasn't necessarily more effective when it was effective, but it was more effective across a larger sample group of people. That's one of the interesting things I was reading, is that it actually had about the same effect, but in some people that had the effect, it was actually much greater. but the sample set of people it was successful for was actually much larger than minoxidil, which is very interesting.
For sure. And here's a chart that shows it very, very well. You have different oils that were applied to different groups. They had double-blind study, all that stuff. And then right up here is the peppermint essential oil when we're talking about the hair regrowth score as compared to the next scoring one, which was minoxidil.
Yeah,
And
look
so,
at that.
I mean, it's right there. It's as plain as anybody can see. It literally outperformed minoxidil, which was pretty amazing. And this study specifically was on head hair of men that were of age of male pattern baldness.
So
Fantastic.
I think someone asked where it came from, and I'm gonna absolutely butcher it, but was it the Maurice palm that it comes from?
It's a fruit.
It's a
But
fruit.
it's
Yep.
a palm tree that,
It
but
is,
it's a
yeah.
palm tree that grows the fruit. It's the Maurice,
is.
the Maurice palm.
Yeah, and they look like armadillos that are all
Yeah, they
rolled
look
up
like
in a
little.
ball.
They look like little armadillo balls on the tree. And it's funny, yeah. It's a lot of this stuff comes from interesting tree nuts. Like marula comes from a fruit from a tree that like elephants basically are territorial over. And then you got this stuff that comes
As
from
they should be.
Ghana and Ecuador. So I mean, it's
And then Chris, to touch on this, he said, serious question. I may be lost on this. That's all right. We'll help you find the way here, sir. But the oil is so good on its own. Why do you need butter on top of it? Chris, it's just literally two different types of nourishment. When you start adding in something like butter to the hair, you're adding in, I say this all the time, but it's really important to learn and know. They're called long chain fatty acids. Those long chain fatty acids are impossible to achieve through oil. They don't exist. And
yeah,
those
they're not soluble.
Correct. And those long chain fatty acids are so nourishing for the hair. Remember, oil is for the skin and the hair. So you have some benefits of the oil that are particular to the skin. You have some benefits of the oil that are particular to the hair. They come together. They both can do their job beautifully. But then that extra step, that bonus of butter is how it nourishes the hair. It's going to detangle much better. It's going to be softer. It's just adding in like a breath of life to that hair. And the best way to explain it is go a night without using beard butter, comb your beard out once you rinse it in the morning, do the same exact thing the next night, use beard butter, rinse it out, comb it out, see which one feels better, see which one you lose more hairs on. I'm going to spoil you for almost everybody. User error could be involved, but for almost everybody, it's going to be less hair when you're using butter because it's not going to tangle. It's going to be a little bit more elastic. It's going to be more lifelike. So that nourishment is rich when we talk about beard butter.
And it's funny because like with the butter, and this is why I want to build the timeline app for the website where people can build their little wizard of what their routine looks like. Because that question right there, Chris, I actually had that same exact question. I am like very much if something works, I don't need to layer it with other stuff that works.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great question, Chris.
I don't like fixing things until they're broken, right? If something works, I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, but it's like a second punch.
It's so different because like I want the nourishing benefits of a butter. So let me put it to you this way. If the butter wasn't a heavy solid that felt like a leave-in conditioner when it's in, and it did add some weight, I would probably wear it all day, every day and use it first thing in the morning. But I like my beard a little lighter. I like it to kind of have a little more movement to it, be really natural looking. So I want it to be light, which is why I like a medium light oil. So I wear that during the day, but I think that by itself, I would get a little dry at night. And I need that extra nourishing from the butter that sits there at nighttime when I don't care about styling it. And I put it in a bun or tie it up, or if you're not long enough to do that, you just put it in and let it do its thing. Then, I notice a huge difference in the morning. And even on really dry days, I still add a little bit of butter to my oil in the morning to give a little bit of extra leave-in conditioning qualities to my oil, like once I get into the winter months. So that kind of gives you a little idea. Sometimes I will use both in the morning to give some extra body.
There you go. Yep. And it's an awesome one. And guys, again, if you've had results, send into Dr. Nick's, whether it's through their email on the website, whether it's through Instagram. They would love to show off the results that you've had. And if you haven't, you can feel free to share that as well. They don't want just good news, good results. There's no promise, no guarantee on it, but send that in. It's something that they're very, very proud of. And this really was Jill's baby. People ask me, they're like, hey, did you help? No, I actually had no say and I had no idea until they said the product was done. So this was Jill's baby.
And she wanted this one start to finish. I didn't even have much input on this one. I was literally the test subject. I got bottles with numbers on them and I tried them and said, I like 3 and I like 5.
I didn't tell him anything that was
You,
in it.
you
He's
just
like,
didn't
"What's
even
this
tell me
color?"
what
I'm
was
like,
in it.
"Just try it."
And she's like, just shut up and put it in your
Just
beard.
try it.
It's so funny. So funny. All right, guys, we have 2 more giveaways to do and then get you guys out of here with some more information. Of course, this next giveaway might be my favorite one of the night. This is the loaded board. Okay. Nick makes these, they're custom in-house by him. Also, it's going to be loaded with an IPA beard oil, which I hate to say is my favorite oil from Dr. Nick's. It's wonderful. The number 7 beard balm stick, the 4-ounce beard butter. This essentially is the doctor's bundle, you guys. This is what Nick goes to, what Nick loves, and you're going to get one of those engraved glasses that are on this. So go ahead and click the link in the chat. If you haven't yet, put your name, put your email. I'm going to draw this. Nick, while I get this one ready here, a quick answer on what's the deal with the boards? How do you make them? What's going on there?
Yeah, so the boards, with our wood shop, I come across lots of cool, sometimes ornamental, sometimes heritage woods. This board that we're doing here is our heritage walnut display base. It's made out of old growth black walnut. And I take those and I lay them out on a CNC machine and I cut them with the CNC to the exact measurements of our packages, fitting the butter to the balm and the oil. And I happen to put in the back of mine a Chicago comb, which is kind of what it's styled to hold. But of course, any flat comb will be able to fit back there. But they are made right downstairs here on a Open Builds Lead 515 CNC machine out of wood that's mostly from the South Shore here in Massachusetts.
And to answer Curtis's question, you have your beard up in a bun while you're doing all those.
I do the shop bun. So, I mean, there's a video of me out there doing it, but I do one of these and I give it one of those and I twist it around and I go like this and I pull it through and then I go and tuck this guy right in the back and boom, you got the bun.
Love it.
And hopefully you shake it out when you're done. But yeah, when you're around the shop, dude, I mean, it is very much next to the router. It's next to every drill bit. It's next to every saw. It's next to anything I grab with my hand and pull it. So when I'm in the shop around the CNC machine, saws, planers, joiners, the beard is in a bun these days.
Yes. And I don't think these are waterproof.
No. So oddly enough, splashing them, yes, it's okay to get water from your sink next to them. The oil that we use in that is actually very, very similar to what we use in our balm stick. And soon enough, Jill will be producing the finish that goes on these boards, which is a derivative of beard balm with some wax and some plant oils. But it does have a decent amount of wax in the outside of those boards. So I lay them down with beeswax, along with a couple of natural plant oils. It's food safe. It's all natural, but it actually does have a pretty decent amount of water protection. You can splash the hell out of those things.
Don't put it in your shower, though.
Don't put it in the shower.
Your balm stick or your butter in the shower.
No, I wouldn't do that. That'd be bad. That'd be
that's
like French frying when you're supposed to pizza. You're gonna have a bad time.
And yeah, Brett, this is not a gimmick. This is not even like anything that they push, or really, it's just something that he loves. It's kind of a passion project of his.
That's it, dude. I mean, what you just said right there, like
it's a passion project.
These things are, there's no way they're profitable. Like if these things ever got
with these things,
if they ever got really busy, like we'd have to just let them sell out because I couldn't spend the amount of time it takes to make them. But you're right. I like pretty wood. I have a CNC machine. I like making cool stuff, and I want you guys to have cool stuff. So
yes,
I'm going to do it as long as I can.
Let's go ahead and draw this winner, you guys. And as Vado said, hit that like button like it owes you money. I know some of you guys came in and you forgot. That's okay. This is just that reminder to say, hey, if you don't mind, just hit that thumbs up. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps out.
Yeah, Warren caught that.
Yeah, South Park reference. Yep.
What's up, Darsh?
All right. Our potential winner, as long as he is here, is Robert Tretton.
Come on down.
The
price
Robert.
Is right. Oh.
Are you in the building? Robert T. So let's see here. It's not a name I recognize right off the top of my head. So I don't know if it's a different name or if we got a Robert in here by name. Drop a comment, Robert.
That's me.
Bacon.
I was going to say, I'm pretty
so
good
glad
with names.
Bacon.
Awesome, man. Congrats, dude. You won a really
bacon
cool
in your
one.
name. I feel like he should have won the 21.
No, this is perfect for him.
Yep.
Bacon goes best with an IPA.
It does.
Perfect.
Congrats, man.
And any winner, they're going to reach out to you. So you'll get contacted by Jill to get your government name. I don't think it's bacon. And then your shipping address, and they'll get this out to you. And our last giveaway that will be here shortly, you guys, is going to be a $100 gift card. And just a reminder, we are running a collab giveaway on both of our Instagram accounts. So if you guys have Instagram, go pop over there, enter it. Good luck on that one. Other than that, I got one topic left here for you guys. And this is on your product side. So, like I said, Nick, when he started this company, made it in a vacuum. It was not looking at other companies saying, hey, I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do it. So he made it in a vacuum. And I want to hear, without the veil of competition or competitive or comparing, what are some things about your product specifically that you guys are proud of? Is there something in the butter that you think is really, really cool? Is there an ingredient in the oil that is something that is a star that maybe you just don't see as commonly? What about the balm stick that is something, again, that you just don't see? If you guys want to kind of run down butter, balm, oil, those main things of what you're proud of with them.
Okay, so the only way to do this fair is I'll take one, you take one. Okay. So I think my first one, first and foremost, because it's like the nearest and dearest to me, is actually not the essential oil part of it. It's not the all natural part of it. It's not the small batch part of it. It's not any of that. It's and I think what it's one of the things that makes us the most unique, and it's one of the things that makes our products work for me and others that I talk to differently than any other. And that is the fact that we are part skin oil and part hair oil in our beard oil. It's a small detail that I can gloss over in conversation, but it is a game changer and a huge deal for me. It is what makes it so I do not have red skin. I do not have itches. I do not have beard drift. I do not have problems underneath my beard anymore. And I used to have big flare-ups to the point where it'd get red here and it'd come all the way up. I'd get it, oh God, all over. The marula oil and the barrage oil in our beard oil, along with the hair oils that are in there, I think is what I'm like super most proud of as far as a product ingredient perspective, because it makes the biggest impact for me. So that's awesome. A selfish statement, because that's what is valuable to me in it, and it's what keeps me as a Dr. Nick's user.
Love it. Agreed.
Okay, so now you, number 2, and then I'll get another one.
I love the multi-purpose benefits of our butter, because I formulated a beard butter, but
it's turned into a miracle butter.
I don't have a beard, and I use it daily. I love putting, because of the nourishing benefits of the aloe butter, the avocado butter, and the saw butter, which helps improve how the butter spreads. I use it on healing tattoos. My whole sleeve from Fresh, a full color tattoo, has been healed with Dr. Nick's butter. I use it on our kid when he gets dry spots or rashes. I use it on our dog who has dermatitis, as well as myself, who has a form of dermatitis. So I'm super proud of the fact that although I have a product that a lot of you guys use every night, every day, and love for the purpose I came out for it, I love the fact that I can talk to Nick's mom who has skin problems, and she's like, oh man, this dry patch. I'm like, let me send you out some butter. I love that, people who can't grow beards or have never had an intention of growing a beard can still use it in their daily lives.
On elbows, between eyebrows, next to noses, hot spots on people's heads.
After sunburns,
melanoma spots from getting skin cancer removed. People that have like inflammation on their skin. Like, it literally is. I've toyed with the idea, Ruben, of renaming it, right? Because
it's a miracle butter. Yeah,
there are people who use it for so much more than beards. I almost feel like we're doing it a disservice, but it is what it is.
So one of the things I do use it on, if you have any pets and stuff, Sir tends to get really dry noses in the fall. And before we came out with beard butter, we were making the joke of calling it booby butter, because I'd put it on my hand and I'd boop him in the nose with it and just boop, boop, boop. So we're like, oh, it's boopy butter. So it's been named 1,000 things, but you guys know it as beard butter, and that's how you use it. But explore with it. It's fun.
Yeah, you can use it on lots of stuff. Yeah. I just healed a tattoo with it. It worked great.
It is super safe for kids. Like I said, our kiddo sometimes will get a rash. He's been surfing, so he'll come home with
he'll have board rash on his chest. We've used it on that. We've used it on rashy armpits, sunburns, knee scrapes, like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful. And guys,
Good stuff.
don't, and I saw a comment that you made a body butter. I mean, all beard butters could be used on the body.
They can.
Main differences of body butter is that they have a different potency level of fragrances that are allowed. And so that's why people are like, why don't I just buy it? And also this beard butter is formulated for hair as well. So keep that in mind, which is a difference of a body butter.
Which will make it a little bit of a slower absorption than like just a typical body butter.
Yep.
I mean, still with body butter, if you go, girls go to Bed Bath & Beyond, they coat themselves in it. They're going to be tacky for a bit. This will be slightly slower, but not greasy.
So the next one I'll hit on real quick, and I'll be quick on this one, is don't sleep on this one, guys. Most people have not experienced it. People who have swear by it. We don't have anyone who's purchased this once, for example. I will say this is the one product we have where we have never had a single purchase on it. We've always had multiples, and it is our sanitizer. And so our beard sanitizer is an alcohol-free, all-natural spray. It's in a bottle. And it has hypochlorous acid in it that actually is the sanitizing agent. So it's alcohol free. There's nothing that's drying in it. It's based on a skin toner, which is something that's good for tightening your skin and giving some moisture. It's got a little bit of glycerin in there. It's got really good stuff as an on-demand kind of high-tech moisturizer on the go. So if you're out somewhere, you're in an airport, you're at a concert, you come back from a store. We came out with this during COVID. So it was called Shelter in Face instead of Shelter in Place. Eventually, we're probably going to change that name because, eventually people aren't going to get it. Like my kid has no clue what an 8-track is. People aren't going to know what Shelter in Face means someday. So, but it's really cool. It's a way to basically give yourself a nice spritz, and you can run your hands through it. Your beard will be all the way sanitized. It's antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial. Antibacterial is what I meant to say. So it kills just about anything that's in your beard. It's good for your skin. It's safe for your eyes. It's safe for your nose. It's safe for your mouth. And it's what they use in commercial kitchens to disinfect countertops in cooking areas and inside of schools when there was virus problems with COVID. So it's the only one on the market that uses hypochlorous acid. And it's the only one. And by the way, hypochlorous acid is made from water, salt, and electricity. So nothing toxic about it. Your white blood cells produce it as part of your immune system naturally. But if you're someone who works in areas where you're around lots of dusty stuff, you're around lots of gypsum, and you need to get your beard clean before you go grab dinner with your wife on the way home from work, spray it with this. Run your hands through it. You'll be sanitized. It'll add in some moisture. It'll kill that drying effect from the sawdust and gypsum that you've been working around all day. It's great stuff. And I think it's really unique and it's super cool. So, I think I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah, it's a great one. And yeah, it's you can use it on your face. Somebody asked if we can use it anywhere else. Yeah, you can use it on your face. You can use it on your skin, your hair. It's totally safe. 100%. And Brett said, imagine baby wipes, wet wipes for beards. He said, random idea if you want to steal it. Brett, that actually exists already. There's a company that has wet wipes for your beard. Tough to think about some challenges there, but it does exist. And that just goes to show you, like, so many ideas can exist out in the world. You can think about them independently on your own. And then you're like, oh, okay, somebody else already did that already.
So Jay Steve on here, he actually emailed me the other day, and he's been loving the sanitizer, and it does have deodorizing effects.
It does.
We know a few people, like,
because it oxidizes and kills smells.
So if you smoke, it's not going to kill all the smoke out of your beard, but it's definitely not going to smell like you just came fresh off a cigarette. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But JTC, he loved it so much, I think he was afraid it was going to run out. He ordered a few more bottles. He's like, I'm going through it. I'm like, just don't actually drink this.
And look at my guy Danny, and look at that beard. He said it's great for dirty construction worker like myself. Hit the beard at break and at lunch.
Yeah, dude.
And it won't dry you out. That's the best part. So you can't overuse
you can't. You could actually just completely soak yourself in it.
I'm sure you guys all remembered in COVID cracking your knuckles from like over sanitizing and just drying out that
because of the alcohol.
Because of the alcohol. This will never dry you out. I have one with me every time we travel on the plane because I hate that dry air hitting me in the face. So I'll just give myself a spritz and throughout the ride.
Love it. All right, Jill, take it home here. The beard
bomb stick.
With the bomb stick. Okay, so this came into play because Nick was like, God, I need to use balm. My mustache, he was going through the awkward walrus stage.
Yeah, I used to keep a short mustache. And then
so as he's growing it out, he's like, I need styling. He's like, I hate using this stuff. I stick my fingernail in there and it's under my fingernail and it works great. But then I'm running out of the house and I'm like grabbing the paper towel to wipe my hands. I'm like, well, we should make one of our own. And how can we make it so you don't have to stick your hand in it? And I found these tubes and I'm like,
Yeah, she was. One day she was like, what do you think about this? And I was like, whoa, I could spread it straight on my mustache.
Yep. So these little chubby tubes, you can just crank them up. There's a few ways that you can use them. Some people still like the old way of doing it where you just roll it in your hand, warm it up and apply. Go for it. Or if you're like on the go and you're in a rush, these travel very easy. You can just apply it to your mustache, apply it to your flyaways. We always recommend a heat brush for styling with any balm, not just ours, but that will just help lock it into place.
Down a little bit on the right. It had the video where it showed me spreading it onto my mustache. Keep going down a little bit.
There's another one too.
Yeah, it was a little past this, and it was on the right column.
Oh boy,
I saw it
all
flash.
The way down.
Oh, yep. We're getting there. Oh, yeah, it's below the skateboard. We're real close. There, one more. Oh, nope, that was oil. I was wrong.
Okay.
Way to go, Nick.
Oh, no, there was one on the left, though. Okay, so yeah, the beard balm comes in a stick. But yeah, I actually I don't use it everywhere because I don't like a stiff beard. Like I was saying earlier, I like it to kind of flow and feel free. So like I use it on my mustache. I paint it on right from the tube, and I do the same right on my sideburns. So it kind of helps control the connectors. And then it's helpful when you put it in your mustache. If you do it before you use a heat brush, if you use one, I put it on first and then I use the heat brush. And I feel like the wax sort of heats up and then it solidifies in the shape that I want. So I actually
warm that wax and then it cools into a shape.
Which I really like. It does kind of freeze it in there a little bit, which it's a medium hold, kind of a balm. It's not a heavy hold like Dan will say. But it's a winner, man. I just like that.
And you can you swipe it down. That's a great way to use it. This is C over here, looking good. C. But yeah, and then there's Pat. Pat is getting some good use out of that. Look at this guy over here with this beautiful beard.
Pat took a little bite out of that one first, like a creamsicle. So I don't recommend that.
No, he has kids. Guaranteed, one of his kids used that balm stick before him that day,
or they painted on the floor with it. Yeah.
But then you just brush it on. You don't need to like smear it in. You want to get that front layer, just style it down to keep all those flyaways in place. Give that good movement underneath so you still have some good flow. And you can always run your hand through your beard without going like snagging down. So
yeah, the products are amazing, guys. The biggest statement I can make is the last like 4 big events that I've been to, whether I've been a beard competition judge, whether I had a big meetup, like events where I'm like, I need my beard on point. These people are coming here to see my beard. They're going to judge me about my beard. I literally have used the IPA oil from Dr. Nick's, and the night before I used the Dr. Nick's beard butter.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, just literal facts right there. I can use anything in the world. I could use something and not tell anybody what I was using. I used the IPA oil. Even people in the chat, like my buddy Jason, the last beard competition that I judged, he came there and I'm like, hey, he's like, what's in beard? I said I have IPA from Dr. Nick's. He goes, me too. And we were at a beard competition and had them together. And
Dan texted me that day and he's like, dude, this is awesome. He's like, I was literally just at an event. I'm wearing IPA and I met up with someone else and I said, what are you wearing? And he said IPA. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yes.
On a big day, that's what you guys chose. That's so cool.
Yep. Literally true. All right, guys, we are going to wrap this one up. We were hoping I was like 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. We'll see. It's absurd that we're coming up on 2 hours. Like,
I have no clue.
Absolutely absurd. Please, you guys, there are so many great questions. We just can't get to them tonight. Join us on Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern on the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. That would be amazing, amazing, amazing for you guys to join. I'm going to grab a link and put it in the chat for anybody that's new to subscribe. They are creeping up on 1,000 subscribers, which is a really big goal for this channel of the Dr. Nick's. And it's been with consistency. It's been with content. Nick has videos showing if you're like, I got to know Nick's morning routine, he's got a video. If you want to see some humor, there's a new video. If you want to see every episode of the live streams, you're like, I like this guy's voice. I like learning from Jill. Go put those videos on repeat like it's a podcast and just cycle through them. You've got like probably close to 60 hours of live streams that are available for you guys over on their channel. So consider joining. Click that subscribe button, you guys. It's 100% free. You didn't have to do anything other than subscribe, and you're going to support them. You don't have to buy anything for these giveaways. But one easy way to give back is go check out their Instagram. Go check out their YouTube channel. When you guys do that, it has legs and helps out in many different ways. Many different ways. All right.
Oh man. While you're pulling up the winner,
yep.
I'm just gonna randomly grab ones I see starred back there. Top 3 metal bands. I'd have to say probably Lamb of God. Right now, oh God. Yeah.
I could easily go Deftones, Lamb of God, and maybe because of just recently not cephalic carnage, cattle decapitation.
Oh yeah, so I would easily
of their
say
most recent album. No, what are we talking about? We have to say Necrogobblecon because we love that.
I was gonna just say real quick.
Deftones, Lamb of God, Necrogobblecon.
Okay, so I'm saying Lamb of God, Necrogobblecon, and probably Blind Guardian. Those are like my top 3.
Great, yeah. Yes, VSB is gonna make an appearance. I can't tell you when because I'm not sure of that.
And Nighttime Bundle with the growth stimulator and the beard butter. Yes, it's coming. Okay.
$100 gift card.
Okay. Ready for this one, guys? And one more time, I've put a link in the chat. Just simply click their YouTube link, click subscribe, and that's it. Not asking you to do anything else. Just consider subscribing. And if something does come across your feed, hey, check it out. Enjoy it. I think you'll like it.
Dude, Barry, the new Bad Omens is good. I heard one today. I was like, ooh, that's awesome.
And if you like discussions of rock bands, of coffee, of beverage preferences, of hobbies like keyboards, if you guys like those things, those are discussed on the live stream. We talk about everything. And then I say we, because I'm the co-host. So come on over there, guys. Check it out. It's a great channel, a great community, and I promise you will learn stuff. And yeah, $100, let's get it. If this is you, drop a comment and claim your victory. Do we have Donovan? Donovan, are you in the chat? Drop a comment. Let's see where you're at, sir. Let's see if Donovan's here. If not, you guys know we have to re-roll to make sure we get somebody that's still in the stream. We're not trying to penalize or be punitive, but we want to make sure you're supporting the stream and learning this information. So, hey, Donovan is here. Everybody, drop a final congrats in the chat for Donovan.
There's Donovan with the big win.
Mm-hmm. And again, a reminder, you guys, either of our Instagrams, go check out this collab giveaway. It's going to run for a couple more days, and it is that growth stimulator oil. And, man, like, I really feel like this could easily be a 5-hour stream, and we would still have questions coming in, and they would just continue.
How has it been 2 hours, Dan?
Isn't that crazy?
Doctor of time and space. This is what he does. He takes you out, and it's been 10 minutes, but in reality, you come out. There was a book I read in the 9th grade about these 2 twin brothers, and one of them found this portal in like a shed that like sped up time.
Oh yeah.
You do the opposite.
Yeah.
So like one brother went in, and
I am
after
a
like
black
what ended
hole
up
of
being like an
productivity.
hour, it was like a couple years for this guy. So he came out older than his twin.
Yeah.
And you do the opposite.
Yeah. I've been told this. Companies I work at and companies I invest in, whenever I go into the office, they say I'm a walking, talking black hole of productivity.
Which is how
All right, guys, before I let them have a sign off here, if you guys want to purchase Dan C as your discount for 15% off, please reach out to me with questions. If you want a recommendation, if you're curious about something, message me on Instagram. I literally know every product inside and out of this company. I know the operations. I know everything. I can give you a sense. I know most of you. I can kind of fit your preferences. Please reach out to me. I would love to connect you to the best experience you can possibly have. I do want to say thank you for Nick and Jill. They carved out their Friday night to be able to leave their home, come up to work, and then do this with you guys. And it's fun and it's great and amazing, but it still is a Friday night on a holiday weekend. So something for you guys to just think about and oh yeah, wow. And they give back to the homeless. Oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah. Let's not get started. Join us every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Nick, Jill, thank you guys. Go ahead and take it off.
Oh man, I mean, we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, thank you guys for spending a Friday night with us. It's an honor, and hopefully we see you over. If you're not already tuning in every week to Doctor's Orders on Tuesdays at 1:00, hopefully you jump over and check it out. Hopefully you enjoy the banter and the ridiculousness that ensues.
Yeah.
a wide range of topics, often introduced by you guys. And so, we love that. So if you're not coming over, come on over. And just, God, thanks for being here. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for the support. I mean, the stuff we're seeing here tonight, I want to screenshot like 100 of these, because I just can't believe some of the things you guys are saying. So we really appreciate it. And, we're here for the long haul. So, thanks for bringing us into this community. Thanks for helping us grow. And we're going to do right by you guys and keep growing and keep doing what makes you and us happy. So stay. And like we always say, just stay amazing, and we'll do the same.
Jill, we need a speech. Last words, Jill.
I
You're
was
on the
just
spot.
going to add, and thank you guys for always pushing us to try harder, do better, come out with new things. We love every little bit of suggestions and feedbacks, even if it's playful and fun and silly. We really appreciate it. And we love having you guys on here. And thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. This is so nice.
Absolutely. All right, guys, take care. Go check out our podcast.